Hello, hello, hello. I hope you can hear me okay out there. If so, I hope you're doing well. We're going to be playing some more Rimworld Anomaly. We have here... I kind of forgot to write down what their name was here. We are... Oh no, where did I put that? What are my... Oh yeah, of course. So we are the Totally Ethical Findustries. That is who we are, the Totally Ethical Findustries. And we are currently going to be... Whoops, give me 1 second here. I just got a notification. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Alright, there we go. So, hey, Sinex, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we're the Totally Ethical Findustries. We're a researching group led by Alfred, and it is Alfred Ashmore. Kind of like Alfred Ashford of Resident Evil. And he has 2 children, Astrid Ashmore and Mo Ashmore, and they have their ghoul friend Summers here. So we're trying to survive some more with them. Right now, the last episode went ahead and activated the Gray Pale. And so now we're going to be... well, I shouldn't have done that, to be honest, because I didn't actually prepare. I haven't really played Anomaly that much before. So we're about to find out what that does. I know I have to create some kind of containment area, and we didn't do so yet. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to pull off right now. And if I'm not mistaken, we get some kind of... Oh, I'm good. Hey, I'm chilling. I was going to go on earlier today, and then I forgot it's Saturday, so I figured most people probably aren't even home right now. But I had some free time, and I spent the morning cleaning. I kind of got in one of those moods where I said, you know what, it's time to pick up some stuff. So I've been doing some of that. All good fun. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and let them do their building. Then we're going to get another shelf here. And for some reason, my internet's being a little bit strange. I keep getting notices about my bit rate, so I might have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, overall, pretty good. Oh, good. We went ahead and took care of that wolf. And yeah, kind of doing this stream for these guys to get some practice with Anomaly for something I have coming up. Oh, and we have a Harbinger tree. And also, just to get some content in here while I'm still working on other videos in the background. They're taking me a little bit longer than I would like. So this page lists all known entities which are related to the Dark Void. Discover new entities using the Void Provocation Psychic Ritual. Discovering new entities reveals new research projects and allows you to advance the Void Monolith. Ooh. So the Harbinger tree here, a gnarled tree that grows flesh-like covering around... Okay, so we've got a bioferrite skeleton. That's pretty cool. So we can harvest the tree for twisted meat and bioferrite. And is that all it does? Is we can just harvest it? Oh, I see. Okay, Harbinger trees are capable of feeding on corpses and raw meat and will consume those placed nearby. If well fed, the grove will continue to grow. Oh, and then we can harvest it. Very cool. So yeah, we have a ghoul, the monolith, and the tree so far discovered out of our little Pokedex here. Alright, so Summers is currently getting a bit hungry down here, as we can see, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Do we have any raw meat? We do have the fish. I just found out when we created this pier here that Summers, our ghoul, doesn't always have to subsist on raw flesh, and they can actually eat this like anglerfish, which is kind of nice. So it will save us a lot of time and headache with dealing with a starving ghoul. So I'm thinking here, we're going to want to get a research bench going. I am going to want to create a containment area first. I might not want to put the torch there, though. A holding platform. Let's install that. Yeah, see, I knew I shouldn't have put it there. Let's get rid of that. Mo. Can you... we'll have Alfred do it. Yeah, perfect. And now we'll go ahead and install this up here. It's not going to be the best holding facility right now, but it should do. Alright, and let me check on these notifications here. Yeah, it's still yelling at me about bitrate, but that's okay. It's okay, we'll push through. Push through. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. It's a Saturday, that's always nice, right? No work for most of us, or some of us at least. So that's always a good thing. I was thinking about going to the beach today, but I was like, nah, I should probably get some stuff done. Oh, you know what? I should probably, do I want to make a, that's so, well, I guess it's not too far away, but I should probably make a little stockpile zone here for bodies. Let's go ahead and just toss one of those down. We won't put fresh, well, maybe we will. The only thing I don't want to put over there is animals. So, let's see, corpses. Because we can use those animals, of course, to eat and things like that. I don't think it feeds on mechanoid corpses either. That doesn't make much sense, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And we can expand this a little bit. There we go. Very good. That should do it. Alright. So, let's head over here. Just do that. Alright, Alfred, what are you up to? You are cleaning rock rubble. Oh, that's right, because now you're considering this home. Yeah, I don't like that. You are too far from home, so let's just not consider that home. We will just consider this home. There we are. Yeah, I don't like that, because I know I've played a tiny bit of Anomaly, and I know something attacks usually within the first day after activating that. So we got to be ready for that. Oh, in fact, we can put down this proximity detector. Where would be a good place for this? That kind of feels good, I guess. We'll just do it there. I don't think... Oh, no, we do need power. But it says 0 watts. Alright, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Hey, Pixel, good to see ya. Hey, I hope you have a great weekend as well. Have fun at work. Be safe, and hope it goes by quick for you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy work. Hopefully it's a job you like. Yeah, peace and love, man. Good to see you, friend. Thanks for stopping in. That's awesome. Yeah, Brazil must be... I don't know actually how the hemispheres work. I wonder if it's cold or hot down there right now. Because down here in Florida, or I guess up here in Florida for Bixleo, it's actually pretty warm. It's like 95 today. And now the hot months are beginning. Let's have you eat that insect meat, Summers. There you go. Good job. Colonist idle, Mo. Alright, yeah, that's a good point. So, let's make some big decisions, as Bob Ross would say. Let's carve out a little bit of this mountain right here. Oh, that's good to hear. Good to hear. See you soon. Take care, friend. Epic Leo is awesome. Alright, so now let's go ahead and I like the idea... I was kind of planning ahead a little bit here. I like the idea of creating kind of a double wide hallway. I think it looks fancier. Plus, are you winning, son? Gwen, good to see you. Right now I'm winning. Right now, but I feel like that's going to change soon. I know from my little bit of experience with Anomaly that I should be expecting some kind of creature to attack soon. And Alfred just got food poisoning, so that doesn't make things better for him. But yeah... Yeah, I know something's coming soon since we just recently activated the Gray Pale. Wait, what is my quest for this? Discovered 3 out of 7. Oh, okay, so we got to keep discovering more entities to, I guess, level up our void knowledge. But yeah, so I'm doing this to kind of fill in some time here. I've been working on the other videos. I'm working on 2 different series right now. I think I mentioned that last time. Honestly, didn't get much work done this week. I've been kind of burnt out. Not from this. I love doing this. This is like my way of relaxing almost, is making videos. But just from work. Work's been kind of tough lately. So hopefully I'll get those videos done soon. The first thing that's going to come out is a video on Project Zomboid. Doing some Build 42 stuff. Really enjoying that. It's pretty interesting, all the different changes they add to that game. And then I have a Rimworld playthrough lined up. Most of the filming is done with that. And then the script writing is kind of going on right now. It's sort of outlining, really. And so on and so forth. I recently watched, or rewatched, I should say, Lord of the Rings, The Curse of the Black Pearl. I think that's what it's called, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. And, God, that movie is so good. And it's kind of weird watching Lord of the Rings, like, now, after sort of, I guess, everything that's gone on with Disney. Not like a bad way, necessarily, but just how clean, like, their image has gotten over the past few years. I guess they've always kind of been that way, at least since the 90s, but even more so. It's just surprising seeing Pirates of the Caribbean compared to, like, other stuff now. Hey, Good Thieves. Good to see ya. Yeah, actually, I'm working on one right now. Most of the script is done. I've already started recording audio, like, VO for it and stuff like that. So that should hopefully be done. My plan is to have it done by Wednesday, but it might stretch until like Thursday or Friday of next week. But it should be up this week, as long as everything goes according to plan. As long as I don't get like sidetracked with, stuff in home or anything like that. So yeah, I've also been taking some time this week. I bought some things. I probably spent money I shouldn't have. I'm a bit of a broke boy right now. But yeah, I bought some workout equipment. I got some barbells and things like that. I actually used to be pretty fit. I used to work at a gym. And teach, be a personal trainer type of person, and also some self-defense with like martial arts, things like that. So I used to do a lot of that stuff and work out pretty hardcore. So I'm trying to get back to that. Let myself go since COVID, and I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time to get it back. Enough excuses of the COVID stuff. One of those things. But yeah, definitely got some Zomboid stuff. The first one, I actually have a couple things planned for Zomboid, because I really like Zomboid. And Build 42's, I've been testing a lot of things with that. Some of it's been kicking my ass a little bit just because of the changes, but especially stuff at night. However, yeah, I have, the first thing I'm coming out with this week is like a first-person perspective type of, more story-centric, I guess. And then I have, I really love, there's a content creator named Private Lime, and I really, really love his stuff. So I have an idea of kind of doing more, I say it's his style, but really just kind of like third person, almost, it almost sounds like he's live streaming when he does some of his stuff, just the way he talks. I don't know if he is saying it in the moment or if he just records voiceovers in that way after, but I have a couple of challenges for myself in the spirit of Private Lime that I have planned out too. And then, yeah, I got another Rimworld video coming out, hopefully, in a few weeks. Oh, okay, that's cool, Gwen. Yeah, you're making videos on Rimworld run? That's awesome. What run are you doing? Let me speed up some time here so these people can get to work. Look at this wolf with the band-aids. I'm glad we took care of that wolf. It deserved to be healed. It's good. Yeah, you doing anything in particular, Gwen? Any, like, challenges or anything? Like sea ice or something like that? Oh, we lost some trout. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this Anomaly run. I don't have much hope for these people, just because of how unprepared I am for Anomaly, but overall, I would like to see them pull through. If this, in fact, you know, if I can get them through long enough. Didn't I tell you? Yeah, okay. If I can get them through to the end or near the end of what I think would be their story or character arcs, maybe I'll put together a narrated version of this whole live stream playthrough. Because I feel like I could kind of put together a pretty interesting tale with Alfred and his children, and possibly what happened to their mom and why they're so invested in this Anomaly. And why Alfred's so protective over Astrid and Mo. And of course, Astrid is the one who we, last week, decided would be the, I guess, caller to the void, or the one who studies the void. So that should make it for an interesting bit of character building. It'd be kind of neat to see where she goes. Now, why aren't they using this? Let's see if she puts the meal down. Nope, no meals. Well, I guess these are higher priority, aren't they? Yeah. There we go. Alright, so let's get digging on this tunnel. Yeah, anybody got anything interesting going on this weekend? Anything fun? Maybe, I don't know, anything crazy? Just a run with a pawn as the main character, telling their story as they survive on their own. Hey, that is it's a tale as old as time, but it's a tale as old as time for a good reason, right? Because those kind of stories are what resonate with people. You know, things like that. So yeah, I mean, really just, yeah, you know, have fun with it. Just tell your story, whatever you think it is that you want to tell. Just tell your story, you know? Like when, what's a good example? Like when I was doing the Less series, I had, going into that, for the Nothing series, I guess is what it's called, I had no plans or ideas of what I wanted. At first, actually, I was going to make it a full-blown Western, because I had just watched Tombstone, which, if you haven't seen Tombstone, definitely watch that movie. It's fantastic. And, oh, R.I.P. Val Kilmer. You know. But yeah, that movie's fantastic. And I was watching that, and I was like, man, I'm going to do a Western-themed playthrough. And that's how that series started, was as a Western. That's why a couple of eagle-eyed viewers of that particular playthrough, they noticed in the beginning of it, when I have Les get injured, and I say he gets injured from like falling down a hill, you'll notice his wounds are actually gunshot wounds for the most part. And I think even somebody said like, oh, that hill has like a gun or something like that. And yeah, fair point, because my whole plan with that was actually to have him, originally, I even recorded it, everything pretty much for it, but it didn't feel right. I recorded him getting jumped by a couple of bandits, and them holding him at gunpoint. And his original thing, instead of trying to be like, you know, revitalizing this lake, his original story was going to be to get his horse back, because I was going to have these bandits steal his horse. And it was going to be like his father's horse or something like that. And his parents still would have died of like a plague, but, you know, it would have been his father's horse, and it would have meant the world to him. So, you know, it was the only piece of his parents he had left. And so he was going to go get his horse back from these bandits that stole it. And it was going to kind of follow that path. But then it turned out to be what it was. You know, I changed my mind, things happened, and the rest is history, as they say. Now, I feel like, oh, you know what? These guys need a light level to be more efficient at mining. So right now they're considering this a library room. That's interesting. Yeah. An awful library room. Wait, let me get rid of this little thing. Orders. There we go. Oh, thank you, Gwen. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Yeah, they're fun. I love making videos. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't know how many people, how people were going to react to the sea ice one, because I want to do something where, the beginning I make narrative, of course, right? Like kind of explaining how Ice Cube got to where he was and what the deal was with him on an iceberg. But after that, it's not very narrative driven. It's not too focused on character building or anything like that necessarily. I mean, it does happen organically, but it's not like, told in a story-like fashion. So I wasn't sure how people would react to that, but I was glad to see a lot of people liked it too. Yeah, it was a good time. It's funny, because one thing you might feel, I don't know what it's called exactly. Some people call it imposter syndrome, or I don't know. Just a general lack of confidence is what I call it. But yeah, even now when I make stuff, like with Project Zomboid or Rimworld or whatever, I still feel like my videos are not going to entertain people. And I'm just like, oh, who's going to watch this? This is garbage. That's true. Good things. Every room is a terrible library. Unless it's a library. Yes. Oh, that'd be a good thing to make eventually, is a nice study. Big ol' study for our researchers. It would make sense too. Alright, that should increase most speed. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so now we got this nice little hallway. I'm trying to figure out how I want this to go. Do I want double thick stone walls? Probably. And then maybe something like, let me go to plans. See, this is where I fall apart when it comes to Rimworld. I see, like, I go on the Reddit and stuff like that, and I'll see people with, like, these awesome bases. Like, really fancy designs, and, they have all this stuff laid out, infirmaries, and workshops, and, everything you could possibly want. And I feel like my stuff is just so, like, haphazard and thrown together. I just improv every room, basically. Like, look at this. I have no idea what the point of these rooms even are, But they're there. Hey, Kendall Jackson, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. How are you today? Hello. Hello on a nice Saturday. Well, I hope it's nice wherever you are. In Florida, it's very nice. It's like 95 today, where I'm at. I almost went to the beach today. I don't really like going too much to the beach just because of all the hustle and bustle, but yeah, I almost went today. It's very nice. Had some friends go instead. I like going to the beach when, it's about an hour for me, hour and a half, depending on what beach, but I like going when it's pretty, not cold, but just quiet. I don't know how to explain it. Like, if it looks like it's going to storm, or if it storms a little bit, I like going then. And then I also, on a nice hot day, like, you get into that water, especially, like, near St. Petersburg, or just anywhere along the Gulf side of Florida. And it's awesome. That water's crystal clear, and, usually. And you're in there. Actually, I watched this one guy. I can't remember his name now. He's on TikTok and he's on YouTube. And he, I'm sure there's a few of them that do this, but basically they take a GoPro, like a waterproof GoPro, and they put it on a fishing lure, and they go to like a pier. Like the one guy does it off of, what's the one north? Is it Pensacola? I feel like it's Pensacola. But he goes on a fishing pier, and he throws the lure, or there's nothing on it, it's just a GoPro, but he dunks that into the water by the pier and kind of like keeps moving it around so you can see all the different creatures down there. And the one he did recently, I don't remember what pier it was in Florida, but I guess it's considered the most dangerous pier. But there's like, he spotted like 5 tiger sharks, and one of them was huge, just like all around there. I'm just like, geez, man, it's pretty intimidating stuff, Switzerland, hey, that's cool. The Swiss, you guys made those cool army knives and all that stuff. That's dope. Actually, speaking of Switzerland, I actually just watched a couple videos about your country recently. There's a big YouTuber named Johnny Harris. He's huge. He's got like, I don't know, 3 million followers, something like that. But he made a video about, well, a couple of videos about your country. One of them was about you're just really badass, like kind of Rimworld style in like inner mountain cities or towns or whatever. You guys have like this giant infrastructure within your mountains, which is really cool, including hidden cannons, and some people made Airbnbs out of them. It just looks awesome. It's like a bunch of dwarves. You guys are dwarves in Switzerland in the best way possible. And so I watched that one. That was cool. And then there was another one he did about, oh, what was it? It was about guns in Switzerland. And I guess, like, I didn't realize this, but guns are like a big thing over there. You know, usually when you think guns in countries, you think America, right? Because, well, I'm in Florida, so that's just, it goes hand in hand. Everyone pretty much carries down here. But I was surprised to see like how many people have like guns in Switzerland, like go to shooting ranges and stuff, and like it's a big thing. That's kind of cool. And the whole thing was like, why is America's gun violence rate so high and Switzerland's isn't? And it was a very interesting video. Very interesting. All right, so let's see. We got this thing kind of set up here. This could be better, of course. What do I want to do now? What do I want to do now? Torches are all set up. We're good there. I think I have to start planning long term. I might just make this into a room. But what room will this be? Let's see. These will be doors. I guess this first room here, because I want to keep the kitchen area kind of outside. Probably make it bigger. Maybe this will turn into a freezer? I'm thinking maybe a freezer. See, this is where I fall apart. I should look up like guides on base layouts. But I'm thinking here, like this would be like something like a kitchen. Right, just pretend. This is the kitchen area. And then we'd have something like, I don't know, here. And then this becomes the freezer. Right. And then the freezer, which is connected here, in some capacity would have to lead to the dining room. How would I want to do that? Maybe it'd be something like that. No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I want to do this yet. But yeah, maybe this goes into a dining room, and the dining room's like, I don't know, this big. And then, well, no, the dining room would be bigger than that. And then the dining room, these are giant rooms. I don't think they're going to all be this big. Let's cut off some of that. That's better. Alright, so this will be like our dining room. And then down here, obviously we'll have the connection. I want to kind of have a double door into the dining room to make it look fancier. So maybe something like that, which will lead into here. And then we're going to want to eventually expand to other parts of the mountain because it can't go too much farther this way. So maybe this does something like this, where it loops around and comes up this way. And then whatever happens up there happens up there. And then same thing there. Yeah, I kind of like the look of that. And then maybe kind of mirror. How many is that? That's what? 7. 7. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. Something like that can kind of look pretty cool. What did I make this? That was what? 6 by 7. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something like that. Not too sure yet. Obviously, these rooms don't have to connect. Down here, we'll leave blank for right now. But that's kind of the idea, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, we got to deal with this raid. We have the Garbage Society here. A group of wasters, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so they're going to prepare. It looks like it's only one person. Let's see what they got here. We have a shipwright. What is your name, shipwright? Razgem Skabek. Very cool name. They're too smart. They're a gifted burnout. A legal shipwright. Really good construction skill, actually. I like that. Oddly enough, they're a talented artist, but, you know, genetically speaking, they're not supposed to be. And they're only carrying a sharpened log. So they have just a spike with them, which is pretty hilarious. I don't think that's going to do much. But we will need to be careful either way, because you never know. It's the ones that you underestimate that catch you, right? Oh man, this is creepy. Like, look at this. This looks very Lovecraftian, doesn't it? With this thick gray fog kind of rolling in on this little hidden cove area. Oh, I like that. There's something very, very Cthulhu-like about this. Like, imagine if they had a mod where you can have a elder god just pop out of the water right here in the deep water and move in. You would totally see it, like right here. That's where it would be. Okay, alright, they're beginning their assault, so let's get ready for this. I think this is something that Summers can handle on their own. So we'll bring Summers down here just in case. I will still grab Mo and bring them down as well. Oh, we're going to be waiting a little while, it seems. That's okay. That's okay. Let's get prepared here, and we'll just come down. We'll just make this a little bit quicker. Let's go right here. There we go. Perfect. All right. Summers, you get in position. Mo, you get right behind them. And now we'll have ourselves a fight. Oh yeah, nice shot. Perfect. Wow, didn't have to lose anything. No blood spilt on our end. They did unfortunately kill Razgem. But you know, it is what it is. Summers, you can go ahead and have a snack. Mo, you are able to go ahead and have a snack too. Look at that. Both of them just worked themselves up a nice appetite there. Alright, now we will... Whoops, wrong button. There we go. Alright, Summers, you're good. You can go do whatever you need. Actually, let's send you up here. I like you being nearby. I don't like when you get too far away from us. Now, I hope they, actually, let's just do this to make sure, because I want them to feed the tree up there, the corpses. So we will not accept human-like corpses, or entity corpses, maybe, until we get, like, a nice freeze. Oh, no, the wolf died? Well, how'd the wolf die? Oh, man, I wasn't paying attention to the wolf. It got an infection and died. Ah, that's a shame. Well, jeez. Well, that makes me sad. Ah, well. More food for us. More fur. Alright, so with these plans kind of in place here, what I want to do first is I would like to carve more of this mountainside out so we can prepare our descent underground. We'll also need to get together a nice secure chamber eventually to store a lot of these entities. Maybe that's what I'll put down here. Let me think about this. If that's the kitchen, and that's the freezer, and that's the whatchamacallit. Words are escaping me. The dining room. Obviously, we'll need to think about bedrooms and stuff eventually down the line. But maybe I'll have a big old containment room. Yeah. Yeah, that could work. So maybe we'll put like a large containment room. Let's see, we have the void here, so I don't want it to be too far from the void. Maybe we'll mine out the steel first. Oh, wait. A transport pod carrying a ravenous hostile ghoul has landed nearby. On closer inspection, it appears to be Harold, a previous member of your crew. Oh, it's Harold. Harold, you're back. Oh god, we lost you forever. The ghoul is currently in shock, but it will soon recover and attack anyone it sees. It can be captured to a holding platform for further study. Okay. Wow, there's Harold. Harold, buddy. Oh, it's a girl. Okay, hey. Hey, maybe you're related to Summers. Maybe you and Summers, you're both the same age, so there you are. Wow. All right, so we need to figure out. Yeah, you don't have any relation to us. She's not a very good colonist. Good thing she's not able to become a colonist, because I don't like anything about her. We will. Oh, no, maybe I do. Maybe these are just cool traits, I think. But the pyromaniac thing, I do not appreciate. So let's go ahead and capture her. Yeah. Choose containment destination. Okay, that's easy enough. Right there. So let's go ahead and do that. Alfred, I would... let's send Mo. Or is Astra doing it? Nope, you're burying... No, wait. Hold on. Don't do that. Don't bury him. He doesn't deserve to be buried. Yeah, she doesn't deserve to be buried. I mean, I need you to not do that. Let's instead... How can I stop that? Yeah, that's fine. Just go ahead and pretend those don't exist. Yeah, do that. Go get Harold. Don't worry about their body for right now. That's even better. Okay. And in the meantime, can we build another one of these? No. Oh, I know what. That's what we need, a research room. Maybe that's what this will become. This will become like the library / research room. We'll have to declutter it eventually. Yeah. I'm thinking about putting this door on the inside of for the bathroom, because it doesn't make much sense to come outside and go in to the bathroom and back out. Actually, none of these plants really matter, because eventually we're going to get a geothermal reactor. So a lot of that's not going to really make a difference. All right, you guys keep doing that. How's our rice doing? Not so great. Well, I mean, it's great, but I feel like the gray pale is really messing things up for us. And then we should mine this out just to see, like, how deep this steel vein goes. And kind of plan things out accordingly from there. Let's also get one of these going. Do I want the door here or here? I mean, this really doesn't matter, so... Okay, there we go. Let's speed up some time here. Let's get them to go to work. Yep, get these nice doors in. Hey, Book and Helena. Good to see you. Right now I am currently on, I forget to check. Is there a way to check that? I'm pretty sure there is, right? You can go to gameplay, probably. Storyteller settings. I am on Cassandra Classic Strive to Survive right now. Kind of a more relaxed setting. I was going to do Blood and Dust, but I was like, well, I've never really done Anomaly before, so I don't really know what exactly to expect. Now, I've seen some people play it here and there, but I never really, got too invested in it myself. All right, there you are, Harold. Welcome. Welcome back. We're so glad we got you back. Welcome to the Totally Ethical Findustries. Oh, the base plan looks nice. Thanks. I consider myself a horrible base planner. I just wing it. As I was saying earlier, there's people on like the Reddit I'll see sometimes. They'll color code all their stuff with colored lights, and they have like all these things, and I'm just like, man, man, that's a beautiful setup, because mine is horrible. Yeah, it's not very good. I'm glad you guys get to see me live stream though, because you get to see how terrible I really am at this game. I make it look like I'm better than I am. Because some people, like, in the comments of my videos, like, oh, wow, you did really good here or there, and it's like, oh, well, thanks, because the truth is I'm really terrible. So yeah, that'll be good for you guys to see. Right now we've been getting pretty good fights. Nothing too crazy yet. Cassandra's been generous. No other colonists though. We had a couple decent raiders, but they all died. Containment strength 73. Okay, that's good to know. Entity. Amount of knowledge gained per study interval. Better containment helps the researcher focus on the study instead of safety, yielding more knowledge. Oh, okay, that's cool. Study. Doctors will extract bioferrite from the captured entity whenever possible. This extraction method is simple but efficient. Oh, okay, so we can extract. I wonder if it's worth extracting bioferrite, or does that like mess up our study of them? Okay, containment strength. Yeah, let's take a look at this. How securely this can contain an entity. This is improved by stronger walls and doors, more light, fewer other entities in the room. Oh, okay. Is there any plans I have here for the entity yet? Anomaly. No, just a holding spot. Okay. So if we run into another one, we don't really have a way to hold it, so I'm going to chop out that little piece of wall. Let's go ahead and have Mo, I guess, get that done. Wait, Mo, come over here and do that. There we go. And now we'll put another spot down just in case we run into something else. This is just a couple of ropes on the ground, but hey, it's something. Now, I do want to make a stone cutting bench as well. Astrid's going to get us some rice. That's nice. Keep doing that. And did I already make a stone cutting bench? I thought I did, but I guess not. And for now, I'm going to get rid of these plants for the kitchen just because they're kind of distracting. There we go. How many meals we have? We have 26 meals. That's great. Let's get working on a stone cutting bench. That is here somewhere. I'm sure of it. Sushi table. Oh, that would be a good thing to make too. Oh, actually, the sushi table would be a really good thing to make now that we have all this rice. I have an idea here. Let's see. Maybe expanding the kitchen right now would be a decent option for us. Let's see if that's there. Then going right here. And then I can move that up there. You know what? It seems so wasteful to just focus on making a sushi. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? There we go. We're not going to worry about making a sushi table right now. Oh, then again, I could just put it in here and not worry about being so darn pretty about it. Yeah, what the hell, we'll do that. Because they get happy when they eat sushi. I learned with the Ice series. They really like sushi. It gives them a mood boost. So, that'll help. It'll be better than simple meals, at least. And we have we have unlimited fish, basically. And we can have a lot more rice. Eventually, when these potatoes are done, I'm going to make, probably some cotton. I want to do some more rice as well. Let's expand this up to here. Yeah, something like that. Perfect. Look at that. Ah, I just love the way that looks. That's so nice. Makes me want sushi now. I love sushi. Oh god, you had a group of ostriches. A group of ostriches wiping you out. Hey, that's Rimworld in a nutshell, right? That's awesome. What's the difference between Norimaki and the Shirushi bowl? I don't know how to even say that. Oh, okay, so this uses more rice and this uses more fish. Oh, okay. So Norimaki will be our best friend then. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't make any yet, just because we have tons of meals. So that doesn't really need to happen yet. Okay, good, good. This is coming together. But yeah, I love this game. Let's go ahead and speed up some time here. During the last playthrough, this was looking a lot more visually pleasing, I guess you would say. But right now, it's looking kind of rough. Do I want to consume bass or consume the meat? That spoils in 1.3 days. That, yeah, consume the bass. Go eat some bass, Summers. Okay, nothing too interesting as far as life forms yet. All the mantises died. They fought each other or fought wolves. The wolf died. Really, we got these muffalo. But they're not going to really... Oh, God, look at that. Look at the tendrils just consuming this body. It's so nice. But it likes it. Look, it's growing. The harbinger tree grows. Oh, it needs a... Oh, no, it doesn't need light level. Okay. It's nature healing right there. Yeah, I remember one of the first times I played Rimworld. I believe it was Muffalo, actually. It was either Muffalo or... Why am I blanking on the name of the... Yaks. Yaks. It was something like that. It was one of those two that attacked my... I had like 3 people, and I had them go hunting for Muffalo or Yaks. Don't remember which. And they got the better of us. 2 of them died. One was incredibly injured, and then eventually they just died. And that was it. That was my like first time playing Rimworld. And I loved every second of it. I haven't stopped since. That was a few years ago now. Some people are playing way longer than me. I've been playing since like 2021, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2021. Some people have been doing this since, man, long time. Long time. Alright, good. So you ate those fish. Eat that too. That'll be good. Alright, so yeah, our colony's kind of set up nicely here. We're going to continue expanding this, and then once that's done, we really need to get some research going. So I need a research room, which I guess this will become. For now, since we don't really have to care too much about a freezer necessarily, we can turn this into like our living room type of area, I suppose. Well, no, this can actually work pretty fine as like a study. I'm trying to remember, do they get slower study when it's like cluttered with other stuff? I can't recall. Okay, so what we're gonna do, yeah, I kind of like that idea. Let's work on a research table because, well, actually, let me take a look at my research first. Because once I have a table made, what am I gonna want to do? Void provocation, build a psychic ritual spot and perform a psychic ritual. Use the void provocation ritual to discover new entities. So that's how we can get new entities and kind of level up our void knowledge. Obviously, bioferrite extraction, you can get more bioferrite, which is great. And then entity containment. Oh, so that's how we can learn how to build these platforms. I feel like... What's going to be the most important thing for us right now? Yeah, I feel like well, oh, that's right. I'm so used to playing as tribals. We don't need to learn electricity. We already know it. Oh. And we know how to make oh, this is perfect. Okay. I am so used to the playthrough I'm doing now and stuff. Like, my mind is always in tribal mode. Alright, this makes me so happy that we don't have to research all this. Let's see where we're at currently. We're going to want to learn geothermal power eventually. So we really can just start focusing on making electricity right now. Okay, making some power grid. Power. Here we go. Ooh, do I want a wind turbine? Probably. A wood fire generator could do all right out here because we do have a decent amount of trees, but we're kind of limited because eventually, I don't know, with us digging under mountain, we're really not going to need more wood as a resource for building. But the wind turbine does just kind of go on forever as long as it's windy enough. Yeah, let's stick with wind turbine. Where do I want to put this? I could do it down here, but then it's pretty exposed to attacks. Up here is good. I got to get rid of some of these fruit-bearing trees, unless I put it... Oh no, that would still... Yeah, putting it here is not too bad. I could also cut into the mountain a little bit and make it like that. I would lose one fruit tree, though, and those are pretty... Well, I guess they're not that important, because we have fish, right? It's good to have a variety, but still. Could technically do it here, but why would we? Actually, that's not too bad. You know what, we're just going to stick with the wood. Where is it? Where is it? Wood fire generator. Let's see. Let's find a spot for it. We could put it in the bathroom. That'd be funny. I could put it up here, make a little room. Or I could put it there for now. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, yeah, that'll work best. Yeah. Let's think. Do I want to make this into a room? Yeah, that'll be fine. It's only going to be temporary. Nothing permanent here. Just temporary. We'll get a wood fire, or yeah, wood fire. Wood fire generator, and we'll put it right there. And then we can go ahead and start looking into power conduits. And we'll do one of these. That'll be nice. And we'll do one of those. We are going to want to reach in here. I could fancy up these walls to run them through there, but I don't really care that much. We'll just do a hidden conduit, put it there. And actually, no, we won't do that. We'll just take a hidden conduit and run it straight through. Double the steel, but we have a decent amount, so it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, great. So you guys keep doing that. Summers, you're fine. You're not even hungry. Mo is reading a book. What book are you reading, Mo? The Codex of the Metal Horde. That sounds like a good book. That sounds like a really cool book. Can I see what that's all about? Wow, it's almost completely degraded into nothingness, though. It's only 3 out of 60. In these humdrum limitations, the author chronicles her experience with dark sciences after she lost her ear in an attack by a walking corpse. Oh, such a riveting tale. It repeatedly alludes to a multi-plane nature of reality. The idea that there are more dimensions than ones we see. So an object or an entity could be right beside you, but outside your ability to perceive. The book is terrifying in content, tedious in execution. Wow. Fascinating stuff. So they're learning... Oh, okay, so we're learning bioferrite extraction just through that. Good job, Mo. I love that. I never tried it before, but have you tried the spike trap on site stealers? No, I have not, actually. I haven't really gotten very far at all into the anomaly, like, at all. Just, I think I got the Sight Stealer, if I'm not mistaken, is like that first one you usually run into. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know why, it brings me back memories of like that one Pokemon. I think it's called like Bennett or something like that. Some kind of like weird looking Pokemon. But, no, I haven't really, done too much beyond that. I can't remember. Sight Stealers, as their name implies, obviously could steal your sight, but I don't recall them ever hurting any of my colonists. We just kind of used the ghoul to beat them up. But that was like a year ago when I played Anomaly, like when I first tried it out, and I haven't really touched it since. But not of lack of wanting to. I thought it was a really cool DLC. But all that to say, no, I've never tried the spike trap, but that would be cool. I'm ashamed to say that when it comes to defense, especially, where is defense? Security. Other than traps, like the basic traps, I've never used like any of the other ones. Well, I guess that's not true. I used turrets. Oh, this darn chair. Yeah, I've used turrets before, but yeah, security-wise, I haven't really done too much. Oh, okay, they were able to hook that all the way over there. Oh, that's cool. I guess we could just not do that. Good, so now we have a little bit of a detector here, a proximity detector. So if any ghouls kind of wander in, we'll see them, unless they are smart enough to sneak through these little pathways up here and down here. Oh, there we go. The gray pale is kind of lifting. Look at this. Now it looks a lot better, doesn't it? Looks like a nice little place to relax and do some cult stuff. And there's Astrid picking her potatoes. We are going to get rid of this potato field, as I mentioned. I don't know why I planted potatoes here. It's kind of a waste, because normally they're just better off in poor soil, because they grow, if I'm not mistaken, at pretty much the same rate as they would in regular soil. So there's really no reason to waste that good soil on potatoes. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, how we doing on meals? Meals, we have 21. We have so many meals still. Man, I love that table. Look at that design. It's pretty cool. It's whatever, when I made their ideology, the Society of Unnatural Research is our ideology right now. I never really play with ideology on. Simply because I'm just not very good at it. It just feels too, I don't know what the word is. I guess there's just too much micromanaging, but not really. They made it pretty easy. But yeah, we are the Society of Unnatural Research, and I did the fluid ideology where it changes over time. And we have a goddess who is the seeker of truths. Her name is Philosikia. And we have some of these things going on here. So our reading speed is decreased. I don't know why that is. We are cultured. So that's one thing. We do appreciate books. We desire reading. It's very important to us. So we're all about research and knowledge. Yeah. So yeah, we have some good stuff going on here. Pretty excited. We're trying to spread our knowledge, religion throughout the world. Like, kind of like Scientology. Okay. Speaking of Scientology, no offense to any Scientologists that might be in the chat. I found, or rather I learned online, I'm trying to think how to start this. Clearwater, Florida is right next to St. Petersburg, Florida. They're kind of like one and the same almost. And from what I understand from a couple of things I've seen on YouTube and stuff, supposedly the Scientologists are like buying up a ton of land and property in Clearwater and trying to like kind of take it over, because they have their, I guess it's their headquarters for Scientology, like this massive headquarters down there. It's really interesting, fascinating stuff. I can't really tell the difference when I'm in St. Pete between that and Clearwater when I'm driving around, but it is interesting. It is interesting. All right, let's get going here on this mining operation. Mo is getting better. Oh, I keep forgetting to give them lights when they're mining. Now, oh yeah, speaking of lights, we can pretty much, we'll keep torches in here while we're mining, because it just feels right. Let's get rid of that. And that, and we'll actually keep the torchlight in with the creature as well, because that does feel correct. And then we'll go down here to, not power, furniture. Now, yeah, round wall lamp. Oh, I don't like how it's not in the middle. Oh, well. Let's put that there. And then we will put this there. Oh, we'll just put it right there. Yeah, that'll be fine. That's all we need. Can I change the style? No. So, oh yeah, that's what I meant to point out before. So in ideology, we have a, what is this style called? An Astropolitan style. So apparently that's between that and whatever that is that I can't see on my screen. The void touch structures. So yeah, apparently that's what our stuff is styled after. I do like it. It's like spike core. It's very cool. Very, very cool. I don't like how they're not finishing a room. Alright, let's speed up here. And ideally, we will... How long does this rice stay good for? 34 days? That's pretty good. Oh, good. Summers, you ate on your own. That's perfect. Thank you for doing that. I completely forgot to feed you. I love that they build sandcastles. Let's see what Astrid's looks like. When she's done, come on, finish building that sandcastle. Oh, it's not there. It said you were building a sandcastle. That was a lie. Well, here's a melted one. Or I guess a wet one. That would be probably a better way to describe it. Alright, so now, let's continue carving out all this. Man, that's a lot of steel. Alright, we don't have to keep focusing on the steel right now. I think we're good. Instead, let's go ahead and get these rooms done. And might as well keep the train going here. And let's have him do that. I can't remember. Did I assign Astrid to mining? No, I didn't. She has 0 mining skill. Yeah, I guess her skills would be better served elsewhere, like cleaning and hauling and stuff. It'll take her forever to mine just one thing. Let's go ahead and have you do that. That'd be great. You're the best, Astrid. Alfred's getting pretty good with mining. Not too bad. Yeah, look at that. I want to make a dwarf colony one of these days. I think that'd be the best thing. I always want to do that. That, and I always wanted to, you know, the spiders in this game, like the insects in general, like through the mods and stuff, I always want to make like a insect cult kind of thing. I've seen a few people do that. Always looked interesting to me. Alright, yeah, let's get the rest of those potatoes out there so I can start making some other stuff. Oh yeah, did she do any studies yet? So the containment strength has gone down a little bit. That's interesting. Oh, is it because we put this in? Probably, right? Astrid is hauling a marble chunk. Let's have you do this instead. I would like you to study Harrow. We must advance your knowledge in the paranormal. Yes. Yes, learn everything you can, Astrid. Good. Oh yeah, she keeps going. Love that. And Summers just watches on, even though they're in the other room. Alright, good. So Astrid's going to keep doing that. We are all done with this, so now let's go ahead and Do I want to make this the study or this the study? This the study. Let us... Let's not even worry about that. Instead, let's do this. Let's reinstall this right there. And then we'll put a research table down there, and we'll begin research on... Well, nothing really. Nothing really. Geothermal power will be the first main thing. But right now, we're kind of chilling. Kind of are ahead of everything. Shrink this down. Okay, so what's next? What is next? See, this is where I get lost with Anomaly. It's kind of like, well, we're going to keep studying the way Astrid is. She's going to take care of that. We're going to have more entities coming. That should be my priority, actually. Entity room. So, we're going to be here. We're going to want 2, thick walls. Oh, you know what? That's right. That's why I was doing this steel stuff here. So keep doing that. Let's go ahead and keep carving out the steel, find out how deep this vein goes. It shouldn't be too much more. And then once that's done, we will go ahead and prepare the entity room. Okay. Not too bad. Making pretty good progress. I can't imagine it goes any deeper than like this one last layer, right? Come on, Mo. It does. Wow. Oh yeah, so this is a cool thing from one of the mods is like, so right there, that little exchange they just had between Mo and Alfred, it looked like Alfred was teaching his son something, so let's see what they talked about. Yeah, so they had a teaching moment. I can't quite recall which mod that is. It's one of the vanilla expanded mods. I think it's like vanilla expanded social or interaction, something like that. But he had a teaching moment, Alfred, about water wheels. So yeah, that's kind of interesting how they could teach you. Yeah, see, with Astrid, chat about childhood. And so on and so forth. So they have these little teaching moments with each other where they actually boost each other's skills a little bit. I like that kind of stuff because it feels more real, you know? It feels like, yeah, you would obviously talk to somebody and learn a little bit about something else. You don't always just have to immediately jump in and do it yourself. Okay, now what is this? Settler toxin drop. Awoken leader Celine Zhang of the Blue Hills Settlement has a special request. Ooh. Someone has dumped an abundance of toxic waste packs near one of her settlements, and she's unable to safely store them. Well, we can't really do that either. 90 toxic waste packs by transport pod. I don't think we're really ready for toxic waste packs yet. What does this teach us? Construction, gene pack, caffeine resistant. Yeah, so we really don't need any of that right now. We're kind of good on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bukin. Yeah, Alfred is their father, actually. And it kind of happened incidentally when I was doing a random roll type of thing. His actual name was Alfred Ashthroat. That was his name. And I landed on Astrid after him shortly after with another pawn. And then Mo came up, but he had a different last name, so I just renamed him to Ashmore. And that was kind of how it worked out. But yeah, Ashthroat felt kind of dirty and suggestive. Ashthroat doesn't sound very... Or you're just like a horrible smoker, right? Ashthroat? I mean, wants to be proud of that. So yeah, instead I named Ashmore, kind of in a little hat tip to Ashford family from Resident Evil. And yeah, he's a mad surgeon recluse, and he's their father. And they've both taken after him in different ways. So Mo Ashmore was an engine helper and then became a drone operator. So he kind of went the more mechanical route of science and understanding because they're all passionate about intellectual. And then Astrid over here went more of the medical route. She was a medical helper and then an herbalist. So she kind of went down that pathway. So, yeah. Yeah, they are. They're a pretty interesting group, all things considered. But we don't know what happened to their mom yet. No idea if she's even out there. But I think that would make for a pretty fun video to talk about and bring their mom into the picture somehow. Maybe she was studying the void. Just studying the void monolith, and I don't know, something happened. An incident occurred where she got drawn into some other abyssal plane of existence. And then maybe that's why Astrid has become so obsessed with it ever since. And why Alfred is so reluctant to let her go anywhere near it. And Mo was just kind of there doing his thing, trying to be a supportive brother and son. Kind of caught in the middle between, you know, I don't know, some kind of dynamic like that would work, I think, for a story. I am going to have to give them individual bedrooms eventually. Even though they're family, they're probably going to want their own private space. Alright, so we're just about done with the steel vein down here. So once that's done, I'll have a better idea about the containment room I want to make. Ooh, we have a Harbinger tree sprout, another one. Very good. Oh wow, yeah, these things are kind of going for it. All right, let's expand this area here. I don't know if they have anything to do with these fruit trees. I doubt they do, but it looks like they're encouraging the fruit to grow even more. Maybe it has some kind of. Oh, are these blood oranges? Yeah. So we have blood oranges next to the Harbinger trees. I wonder what kind of blood we're going to be eating if we take a bite out of those blood oranges. Oh, that's good. Alright, so we have components around in the mountain. We have other stuff as well. More steel if we need it. So we have everything we pretty much need here. Now it's just going to be... What the hell is that? Bright bells. I've never seen that before. What is that? A very elegant fungus appreciated by miners for the light emitted by the little bulbs ending in its fragile branches. It is often used by cave world people as natural lighting. Its fibrous texture renders it inedible, though. Well, isn't that interesting? It looks absolutely terrifying, though. Huh. Alright, well, what I want to do is I want to make some wall... Oh, you know what? I keep getting distracted. Stone cutting bench. I said that like 20 minutes ago. I want a wooden one. I'm going to put it... Where did it just go? Where's the stone at? Stone's up here. Where do I want to store blocks? Yeah, let's just do this. We're going to put the stone cutting bench right there. Make a little stockpile zone. Oh god, I keep forgetting about this one being right here. Okay. Stockpile zone here. Clear all, make it critical, and we'll just put blocks. There we go. Wonderful. Alright, so we'll get some stone cutting going, because what I want to do is I want to make stone walls instead of all this wood. And then we can have nice, strong stone to block everything. I kind of like this bright bells thing. I sort of want to keep it. When we make this into like an anomaly containment area, it sort of is fitting, isn't it? So let's see if we can somehow stop it from dying from the sun. I would really like to, yeah, keep that in there. Come on, Alfred. You can do it, man. There it is. Alright, yeah, we need more wood, too. Good thing is, we have tons of wood right here. Oh, look at this. A bounty of wood. Let's get some orders going. Some tree chopping on the way. Yeah, there we go. That'd be great. Mo is cleaning the machine bits? Huh. Yeah, alright. Yeah, you can do that. Alright, good. Oh yeah, we can go down here. Let's expand this a tiny bit. Give Astrid a goal. We can harvest that. Let's just harvest that. Who cares if it's fully grown? Now we will allow sowing, but we will go into cotton. Cotton. Where is the cotton plant? I wish there was a way to organize like the plants that are included in the mod and stuff into alphabetical order as well. That'd be great. Cotton plant. Cotton. It's got, oh, there it is. There we go. Yeah, that way we can make some stuff like pontoon bridges and things like that in case we need it for any reason. But also clothing. Clothing's always nice. Actually, you know what? Instead of making this into wood, there we go. Let's just do steel. Steel feels better. Here we are. And actually, we can do one of these. And haul all that garbage out of there, too. Great. I could make a fire and burn these clothes, too, if I really wanted to. It doesn't really matter. Oh, come on, Alfred. Are you really stuck? Are you kidding me? I should have downloaded that one mod. Alright, I have it. I should have activated it, rather. Can't remember which mod it was, but... Get yourself out of there. Come on. You have to dig your way out of the hole you put yourself in. See that? So many layers. It's a metaphor for how your life's going, Alfred. You're a free man. Good. Alright, so let's try to keep the bright bells. Those look nice. In a weird, creepy way. We'll put a door there. I suppose the door there is fine. And then, as we're expanding out here, let's just stretch this a bit more. I think we're good. Yeah, true. He just wants to lock himself into a stone chamber forever, for the rest of his days. Harold, how you doing? Look, you're having a rough time in there. Can you be studied yet? I wonder. Not yet. 17 more hours. Okay. Wow, Astrid's fast. She got all that planted already? Well done. Alright, where are we at in meals? 8 meals. Okay, now we can actually justify making some sushi, which I'm always down for. I might get some sushi today in real life. It sounds awesome. This place by me makes what's called a Godzilla roll. I don't remember everything that's on it, but it's just a fantastic roll. Man, I remember when I was up in Pennsylvania, when I lived up there, I have this place called Wegmans. It's kind of like a, I guess, it's not really a Whole Foods, but it's more of a higher end place to get your groceries. And they used to make fresh sushi there. But it was always kind of sketchy too, just the way they put it out on display. I don't know what it was. I never took to it too well. But some part of me misses it. I miss the sketchy sushi. Alright, Summers, you need food. So we gotta figure that one out, because you do not... Yeah, you don't have anything to eat. That's a problem. Alright, so let's find Summers something to eat besides Muffalo, because they might all jump him and kill him. So what we will do... Who's my best person with animals? Astrid's a 4. Alfred is a 1. Mo is a 2. Alright, Astrid. Summer will be okay for a tiny bit longer, but we are going to need you to do some fishing. Good, you're up. Perfect. Eat your food. And even though you want to read, I'm actually going to force you to do some fishing. That way Summer won't turn feral on us. The worst thing in Our colony right now will be a feral ghoul, just like in Fallout 4. Good. And summer's right on it. Alright, now you're building another sandcastle. I don't believe you, because well, never mind, there it is. It's a nice little sandcastle. Little red flag on top. Very charming. Alright, good. Mo's making some blocks. The one thing I don't like about this particular style that they're doing is that the steel wall looks just like the wooden wall. There's nothing that really breaks them apart, you know? Hey, Robert Burke, how you doing today? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome on in. We're just doing some Anomaly. As I mentioned earlier, I never really dabbled too much with this DLC. It's always just kind of, you know, I played it when it first came out, enjoyed it. I didn't really get too far, and now I figured while I'm working on the longer videos and things like that, I would do a little live stream here and there for this little group that we got going on. This is the... I always forget. Totally Ethical Findustries, or Findustries. Yeah, me and a couple of chatters put that together last week during the live stream. And they're part of the Society of Unnatural Research. That's our religion. So yeah, it's a fun little colony. Right now we're just kind of getting our roots in the ground. We have a ton of resources, and Cassandra has been very generous, sending one raider at a time, and they really have not been too much of a threat at the moment. But that can always change. So now I want to make a containment room. Let's see, this should be too thick each way. So we can get rid of that. And then we can go here. And I guess for now we'll just do that, right? I think that's enough room, like open space to where it won't collapse, right? Something like that. Hopefully not. Yeah, it's a good time right now. I'm showing off my terrible base building skills. I have no plans for base building ever whenever I start any kind of playthrough. Even the ones I've done videos on. So we'll see how it goes. I'm happy to be a live stream because it's fun chatting with you guys, but also I'm glad you get to see how bad I am at Rimworld, actually. I feel like the videos make me look way more competent at this game than I really am. There'll be things that people tell me that I could do in the comments, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea. And on the Reddit, too, I love the Reddit, because how much I learn. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, you probably do. But, like, where are we here? So, for example, Alfred here for mining. So everyone knows you can click, you know, left click to make the priority go up. And I always assumed that you just had to keep left clicking and to change that priority over and over again. But as it turns out, if you right click, it goes back down. So instead of being a 1, it goes back down to a 2 if you right click on it. And I have many hours in this game. Grant you, a lot of those are just running in the background, me not paying attention, things like that. But out of the many, many hours I have in this game, I have never known that. Or I never knew that, I should say. So yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I learned that on the Reddit. But yeah, how's your guys' Saturday going? Anyone got plans doing anything tonight, Saturday night? I want to try to see how we can incorporate this bright bells into the overall aesthetic here. Maybe it'll grow more bright bells. That'd be kind of cool. A minor break risk for Mo. What's going on with you, Mo? Why do you have a minor break risk going on? I clicked on everything but the one I needed. You ate without a table. Well, that doesn't make sense because there's a table right there. The disturbed sleep makes sense. You did sleep in the heat. That's true. Oh, wow. It is very warm. It is 93 degrees out. And in this room, it's 300 degrees. That's a fire hazard if I've ever seen one. All right, we got to do something about that. Jesus. All right, let's hold that door open because 300 degrees with wooden walls is not a good thing. Summers, come here. All right, just get out of there. Astrid, if you would be so kindly, I need you to do that. We need more fish to feed Summers because they are urgently hungry and they will turn feral on us. Yeah. Yeah, Buchan, it's amazing seeing like you know, I commented on someone's post like a few days ago about just their base build and like how like just gorgeous it was. Like they had all their rooms, like it's gigantic. They did like an under mountain base build and they're like zoomed out this far and it was just like all these rooms and they were all like the color coded rooms. They had different colored lights for like the growing room, it was green and so on. And I was just like blown away by it. I was just like, I don't know how people can manage all that, because at a certain point, and they had like, I don't know, like a ton of colonists too, and at a certain point I just kind of, not overwhelmed, but I just lose track of things. When I have like too many colonists going on, I'm just like, okay, we gotta really get down to the brass tacks and figure things out. Astrid, we really need you to hurry up on that fishing because Summers might turn feral, so I need you to seriously do that. Oh, thank God. All right, Summers, please eat that. All right, good. You're good for now. Astrid, we're going to force you to stay awake and do a little bit more fishing. I know you don't like it, but it's better than having someone zombie eat us in our sleep. I wonder, do we have to feed this ghoul in the containment, or do they just automatically, like... Oh, yeah, fed. Yeah, there it is right there. Okay. That's a nice little feature. I was wondering about that. Yeah, Rimworld community's awesome. I was telling the group last week that we're in that there was a Reddit thread about slavery as a mechanic in this game, and the one person was kind of complaining about how it was like underpowered, and it sounded like the other people were telling them like you're just not doing it right. It was really funny though to kind of see, like, because in any other Reddit like that, the conversation about how to most effectively use your slaves and like just enforce slavery for the most output. Like any other Reddit, that would be like an incredibly big red flag, and like people would really need to step in and take care of that. But in Rimworld, it's kind of on the low end of like this, you know, the violence spectrum when you really think about it. Hey, Positive. Hey, how you doing today? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we're just talking about slavery in Rimworld, and I'm talking about a Reddit post I was reading last week when I was doing a live stream about how the one person was kind of complaining on Reddit about how slavery was underpowered in this game. And just talking about how... And everyone was giving them advice on how to best use their slaves and get the most out of them. And just how crazy of a thread that would be in pretty much any other Reddit, maybe other than Kenshi, but any other Reddit, like that would just be an incredible red flag. You would have like people trying to shut it down immediately. But in Rimworld, it's just another day. It's on the lighter end of the Rimworld threads. All right, so this room dropped down to 150. It keeps fluctuating. So that's still a very warm room. Oh, because the geothermal vent's there. I forgot. Yeah, man, that room is... That's going to be a hot room. Well, it won't be that way for too long. I don't think it'll catch fire. Right? Hopefully not. And... Alright, Summers is going to need to eat again. Astrid is still sleeping. Astrid, I really need you to do some more fishing for me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just another Tuesday. It's a slow Tuesday, in fact. Yeah, they just... It's funny. I've never actually, like, done slavery. Because, I was sort of like that other person. Like, they were complaining, from what I can recall, that, like, their slaves always have mental breaks and stuff, so they never got the most out of them. Oh, man, I hope this doesn't get clipped out of context. But, you know, they were complaining about how they never got the most out of them. It was just mental breaking all the time, and other people are giving them advice on what to do. But I sort of had a similar experience where I never used them because it never felt right for the colony I was running. But also, you know, whenever I came across like a slaver caravan, if they had a decent colonist as a slave, I would buy them and try the slave thing. It wouldn't really work out. So, or I would just feel bad after a while, right? And then I would just release them and then just beat them up, grab them, throw them in prison, and then acclimate them to our way of life and just make them a colonist. So, you know, it was always one of those things. I discovered something a few weeks ago about Rimworld, or more about the mod community, that kind of shocked me, which is difficult. We're talking about the War Crime Simulator. Oh, what is the War Crime Simulator, Positive? I have not heard of this before. You piqued my curiosity. Is it okay to harvest organs? Oh yeah, Gwen, absolutely. That honestly, most of like whenever I was playing, like now pretty much anytime I play Rimworld, it's just, you know, for videos and stuff. But when I was doing just my own stuff, it would almost always go right to an organ harvesting like facility, because there's tons of money to make, especially if you have a colonist that's like I can't remember the exact traits, but violence not it, maybe volatile or psychopath, I think it is. If you get a colonist who's just really good or happy with that kind of stuff, yeah, you'll have a great time. Because first of all, organs fetch you a lot of money, especially when you get a orbital trade beacon up. And you can also just, yeah, I don't know, it's fun operating on people in this game. I can't wait to do it with Alfred. He's a mad surgeon, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, mad surgeon. So he's gonna have a great time taking people's hearts out. Hey, Techie Heart. Welcome on in. The Mecha Pone. Good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. Let's get another fishing zone going here, just in case. I feel like we're a little behind on fish. We're going to make this into small fish. That way they catch them a little bit quicker. Because we really need to keep this ghoul fed, because the summers will absolutely turn on us and go rabid if we do not keep them fed. Oh, there it is, some norimaki. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Look how great it looks. It makes me want sushi so bad in real life. The War Crime Simulator is just another... Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha, gotcha. I do not know Lover's Lab. That's interesting, though. Huh. See, as I said earlier, I don't know much about this game. Like, I do and I don't, right? Like, there's so much to learn that it's amazing finding out all these different things. Like, I was just watching, oh, who was it? One of the bigger Rimworlders. Oh, geez, I forget now. But they were doing some stuff with, maybe it was Rat Knight, with drugs and things like that. I think it was Rat Knight. He did like a drug syndicate kind of thing. It's very interesting. For a second, I thought Summers was harvesting the rice with the others. I got really excited. I was thinking maybe our ghoul has finally started changing into a human. Cursed thing, a robot pony with a mechanator band machine, commanding machine. Good old robot pony. It sounds like, I'm sure they made a Yu-Gi-Oh card with a robot pony of some sort on it. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh does a lot of that kind of stuff. Man, I used to really like Yu-Gi-Oh. I never got really into it like my cousin did, but that was a cool game. I tried actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh, what, 2 years ago now? Whenever, what's it called? Master Duelist or Duel Master? One of those. That newer Yu-Gi-Oh one came out. That game, free to play. And I was like, oh, you know, maybe I can try it again. I used to play this all the time when I was younger. And yeah, no. No, that game is absurd. There's so many new mechanics and things like that that I didn't know what was going on 75% of the time I was playing that game. Oh, for spicy mods. Gotcha, okay. Especially for the Sims. Ah, yeah. A lot of people love their spicy Sim mods. Gotcha. Interesting, okay. Yeah, I can imagine people would probably run wild with that one. Yeah. I could see where the war crime comes in now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can make some very immersive worlds. Yeah, Rimworld's amazing. Just the things people can come up with and make. And really, it's like, it is the perfect story generator, right? Like, there are so many things that you don't expect that happens that makes characters who were already interesting in a way even more so. And it's kind of special, you know? Alright, so we're going to put a containment thing, I guess, there. I don't know, that feels wrong. Feels like we're not using the space to the best of our capabilities. Maybe... The thing is, if I put it there, then it's right next to the door. And who wants to walk to a room immediately and get jump scared every day they go in to check out the entity by the one that's right by the door? So I feel like putting at least a space in looks nicer. But then maybe in here, that feels like too much space. So yeah, like right there. That's kind of the idea we'll have. We'll have 1, 2, 3, and we could probably get a 4th one. Unless I don't want to keep all the entities like in one giant room. That would probably be a bad idea. But the good news is we can get rid of that and make this a bit more secure for our current entity. Our former colleague, Harold, that crashed down. We lost him in our group, but we got him back. I can't go into details because YouTube, but the mod is kind of hard. I can imagine positive. I can absolutely. I could certainly picture it's. I've seen some of the Sims ones that are out there. I have a friend that she's really into Sims, and she was showing me. She's like one of those people that instead of paying EA like all that money, she like goes to some site and gets like all the stuff for free. I don't know exactly what it is or what she does, but like she has it all for free, and she just plays all the different, like, she really loves building houses and things like that. She does some really cool structures. But yeah, she has a lot of those like extra like hardcore adult mods and stuff, and she's like, oh yeah, look at this Sim doing this thing. It's like, oh, okay. You know, that's not the Sims 4 challenge I thought I was gonna see. Make a poem one day I'll make the curse thing a reality. Hey, absolutely. You know what? I was thinking with this challenge, one thing, a mod I would love to see somehow is like, and maybe they have it. Maybe they already have it in some capacity. I didn't find it, but a mod where you can almost summon like an eldritch being. Like, as I was saying, Cthulhu would be like really cool popping up in this deep water here and slowly coming in and like wiping us out. Or maybe we would like make a sacrifice like King Kong style to it, right? But I think it'd be really cool to have something like that. Or like a kraken. Oh, positive. No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel bad. The truth is, I thought I was going to need it, but I really didn't. So I should have let you know that. So yeah, my bad there. I will need something. I'm working on a couple of sequels right now. I just got outlines done. Nothing like too crazy yet. No gameplay or anything like that. But I'm working on a sequel for the Nothing series with Les. So I'm working on that outline, and I'm also outlining the Stranded sequel with Low Tide. And I was thinking one of them I wanted to kind of get a little crazy with, and I don't know, I've been kind of tossing around different ideas of what I wanted to do. you know, because obviously I can just do the traditional playthrough and comment on what's going on and all that good stuff, or do what I did more or less, which is like more of a heavier narrative-driven one. But I was thinking, like, at least one of those series, I would really love to try, and I would need an artist, definitely, for sure. At least one artist, if not an animator as well. But I want to try to make, like, at least a couple of cutscenes, like, within the story, where there would be an event that happens that's kind of like, it sounds corny, but kind of like an anime, but obviously not near a quality of an anime, you know? But, like, where some stuff happens where a little cutscene breaks out to help push the plot even further and add the extra details that I really want, other than having, like, South Park stop motion, like early South Park stop motion style. I can do that, but it's like, oh, that's a lot of work, plus I'm terrible at that stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely have I'll definitely have something eventually. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do and what direction to move in with those, but it would be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember you drawing the colonists. You did awesome. I love that. I love that. I have to get better with Discord. I'm so terrible at that. I used to be on it all the time when I made the, or actually when Rini helped me make the Discord. They put in pretty much all the work. My name's on it. They're amazing too. And what was I? Oh yeah, I used to be on Discord all the time. My cousins, because we'd play like PZ and stuff like that, and different games. But then they all stopped kind of doing it. Like, you know, they got busy or whatever. And so I stopped going on Discord a lot. I used to be on there all the time, and then it kind of, right at the time, I just keep forgetting to sign in and do all that stuff. I just got to do a better job at being more consistent with it. But absolutely. Yeah, no, Positive does great stuff. She made less in Steel, and they came out amazing. I love that. Absolutely. I'm also thinking, too, this would be a fun thing to kind of bounce off you guys. I'm thinking of doing a, I might contact a couple other Rimworld creators, too, that are around my size, you know, my audience size, like between, like, I don't know, what, 1,000 to 10,000 subs, I guess you'd say is my size. And, which is crazy. That's nuts to even say. It's a lot of people. But I was thinking of doing like a, kind of like, G4 showcase where they do the games, like Nintendo just did their Nintendo Direct where they showed different things. I was thinking about doing a fun little Rimworld style of that where we'd have like two little Rimworld people like this be like the hosts and have like the really bad corny jokes that those people tend to use all the time that don't land but they think they do, and just being very self-aware with how corny the jokes are, and then having like 2 or 3 other creators like with their upcoming series or videos or whatever, maybe like Tales of the Rim, for example, having them like input like a trailer, like a 30-second to 2-minute trailer, whatever it is, of an upcoming series they have, and I would mix in like the sequel trailers within that. So kind of it would be a Rimworld video, but it'd be more of like a play on that, and you know, kind of have fun with that idea to show some of the new content that's coming up for a couple of channels. Gets booped. Yeah, Positive. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I know animation's like a whole nother beast. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to look around and see. I don't even know if that's really what I do. Maybe I'll do like even if an animation's not really the thing, maybe I'll do like kind of a comic book style like cutscene intro, or cutscene kind of thing where it kind of goes from frame to frame, showing like the different events. I don't know. I'll see. I'm kind of tossing around ideas still. But but yeah, I definitely, for like a thumbnail, like for one of those sequels for sure. Like for example, I'm not going to give away any of the plot points or anything for the sequels that I have kind of written out, but like one for Low Tide, for example, right? It would be kind of cool. Like I'm already envisioning like a thumbnail of like him on Ray, and it kind of at like an interesting angle, but with like your awesome detail of like the characters and like an ocean setting, you know? I don't know. I'm just putting together different things like that, or with Les, right? Like Les would be a really cool thumbnail too, with what's going on with him. Yeah, yeah, something like that. I don't know. I might be getting ahead of myself with the animation. God, that takes so much time and effort and all that stuff. But yeah, definitely some still images, maybe like comic book style, just Sin City comic book style, something like that. That'd be kind of fun for certain plot points. Oh, I've been on a survival horror kick lately. That's kind of a like when I started this channel. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, when I started this channel, I originally made it for D&D content. I have like 2 or 3 videos of like talking about Dungeons and Dragons. That's when I was like a DM for a few years, and it was a lot of fun to talk about. And I remember screaming into the mic. Like I would yell at the mic when I was doing my first couple videos. It was kind of embarrassing, but still kind of funny too. But then another reason I made this channel is I really wanted to start doing retrospectives on video games. And I'm going to definitely still drop like 1 or 2 eventually. Like one game I want to do a retrospective on so bad is Dark Cloud. And if you have PlayStation Network, Dark Cloud 1 and 2, you don't have to play them together. They're kind of their own thing. Are both available, and they are amazing, amazing games for PlayStation 2. So check those out if you have PlayStation Network, or if you just have the means to play them another way, like an emulator or something. So I want to do retrospectives on them. And the reason I bring that up is because I've been on a survival horror kick lately. And oh, you can't fish? Why? You're not assigned to a fishing spot. Hold on. Oh, you guys aren't assigned to fish at all? Well, there you go. Now you are. But I've been on a survival horror kick, and I've been watching a lot of like Avalanche reviews and Your Favorite Son, some amazing YouTubers that do retrospectives on games, especially survival horror games for Avalanche reviews, for example. He has like a voice of like a god. He puts you right to sleep. It's amazing. But I was playing some Resident Evil and stuff like that. I was like, I can't wait. I'm gonna do a retrospective on Resident Evil. Like that's a goal of mine, is to make a retrospective on Resident Evil. And there's a really cool video I found on YouTube that I watched the other day. If you like Resident Evil, I highly, highly recommend you check it out. It's called The Keeper's Diary, and it's a couple big YouTubers like Residents of Evil. They got together and put some funds together and stuff and remade. Well, not remade. They made a short, like 20-minute film about the Keeper, whose files you find in Resident Evil 1, and like what he went through and like his slow descent into madness and all this stuff. It's so good. If you like Resident Evil 1, oh my god, it is perfection. So I highly recommend checking that out. But eventually I'm going to do a couple retrospectives. Yeah, Techie Heart, you can share. Absolutely. Hey Denver, what's going on? How you doing today? Yeah, very true. Yeah, positive. Oh, you know your favorite. Yeah, he's great, isn't he? Your favorite son's awesome. That's a funny coincidence. Yeah, I love his stuff. When I'm sometimes at work, I don't have to like be on phones. I can just like be doing other stuff. Sometimes I just have to be on phones all day, which just drains me. But when I'm doing other stuff at work and not on the phones, I'll put like his content on. All of his retrospectives are wonderful. Like I just finished his Code Veronica retrospective, which, that game I love. But also his he does this little mini series between his big videos of like 10 worst rated Steam games, and goes through them, and I just love that stuff. It's just I don't know what it is. It's like ASMR to me, It's just like, oh, this is great. I can listen to this all day. All right, getting distracted. Where are we at here with our food? We're currently cooking. Summers is urgently hungry. Why? Why are we doing this to Summers? Summers is literally going to turn on us. We got to get this figured out. Can you eat the meal? No. All right, we have no other choice. We have to go ahead and get this fishing done now. I don't know what happened to the fishing we did earlier, but it's gone. Animals 1, animals 2. Get the fishing done. It needs to happen. Summers is literally going to rip into us. Yep, ghoul starvation. Here we go. What is going on here? They may attack if they're not fed soon. Yeah. See? Oh, wait. There's a transport pod that just crashed? When did that happen? A master of ceremonies named Terra is crashing in a transport pod nearby. If she survives the impact... I might have missed this earlier. She might be dead. Oh, no. She's down. Oh, wait. She's our sister? Huh. Well, isn't that funny? Okay. I was unaware we had another child. They are really hurt. They're kind of far. All right, Alfred, go take care of your kid. Let's go rescue Terra. That might take a little while. I might just have you tend without medicine. At least for the first wound. Because Summers is literally going to eat her if we don't do something. It's leading your other tab right now. That's awesome. Imagine this massive machine pwn. This is basically the most simple description. Yeah, true. Oh, gotcha. Positive. Yeah, yeah. I would imagine that's tough. Absolutely. Yeah, he's great. If you like him, definitely Avalanche Reviews is really cool too. I like his stuff a lot. I usually put him on at night when I'm like falling asleep or want to fall asleep. He's got some good content for that. And he knows it too. He owns up to it. Like when he's doing his live streams, he'll talk about it. Alright, you need to feed Summers. No. No. Astrid. Stop what you're doing. This should give him a little bit of food. Yeah, okay. He'll be okay. For the moment. I need you to fish. Nope. Mo, don't even do it. Get right back to fishing. Summer, you eat. And that will bring you to like halfway. Perfect. All right, there we go. That's much better. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. All right, good. You patched up your daughter without medicine. That's wonderful. She's the youngest sibling, apparently. So let's rescue Terra. I didn't know we had another child, so... Oh, wait. We will need a bed for you, though. Let's make one of those. Long text incoming. I keep putting on Rimworld to fall asleep, but I can't sleep to your channel because it's too captivating, so I end up having to listen to them while working. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Oh, we caught something special? What did we catch? Oh, it was in a newspaper. So sometimes, if you have on the thing where you catch items, sometimes, it'll catch this thing called special usually, and it's a newspaper. And it sucks. Because they just, they read it, but then it sticks around for the longest time. And usually you have to just jump into dev mode to delete it, because it just gets in the way. I don't know what that is. But it doesn't look like they have it. Oh yeah, there it is. Right there. Exactly what I'm talking about. So see? This thing, you can't even click on it. It doesn't really go away. It's just an old newspaper. I guess they can clean it. So I don't know how that'll go, but yeah. Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Full name, Engineer, Magician, Tekka, Heart, Stellar, Sex, Stallion. Monster, Alicorn. That sounds like some awesome specs, Tekka Heart. Or I guess Techie Heart, rather. That's really cool. Gotcha, positive. I think that's amazing, honestly. I think it's amazing that like learning another language and understanding it is incredible. I have no idea. I'm terrible. If you were around last week, I was explaining how my one ex, her and I were planning, because she was Brazilian, or still is, she's still alive, but she's Brazilian, and part Brazilian, I guess I should say. And we were planning during the, what was it, 2012 Olympics or whatever, to go down to Brazil when they had it in Rio de Janeiro. And we ended up not going because her grandmother stayed in the what's it called, villas or what have you. And basically it was just a war zone with like the different gangs around there, essentially. And she thought I was going to get taken advantage of because I'm very obviously like not from there and I don't speak their language. So we ended up not going, even though I wanted to. But yeah, it's I was trying to learn Portuguese to speak to her grandmother, and eventually we ended up like later on down the road breaking up and stuff. But I learned a tiny bit of Portuguese at the time, but it was a struggle. It's one of those things you gotta like really do when you're young. Is learn some Portuguese, or not learning just Portuguese. Learn another language. You know, I feel like it helps your mind. The only thing I can relate to it with is, it's such a silly comparison. It's like I can tell military time, as we call it, or maybe world time, as the rest of the world would call it. Basically, not American time. And so, like 2100 is obviously 9 o'clock, things like that, 9 p.m. And so, like that's the only thing I can relate to is like, oh, you know, the fact that I could translate 2100 meaning 9 p.m. for Americans. That's the closest I get to like another language. Take care. That is a lot of details. You gotta like make a story out of that. You know, make a Rimworld video or a I don't know, some kind of graphic novel or something about that. That's pretty cool. Alright, so in the morning, I'm gonna need Astrid to do more fishing. That would be ideal. In fact, that's gonna be her #1 priority is fishing. For the rest of the guys here, oh, and Tara. Tara's not part of us yet, but maybe she will be. She's a guest. Maybe she's going to walk away. That'd be funny. She just leaves her family. Says no thanks. She likes us all, of course, which is good. She is from a different religion, so she's one of the people that didn't decide to take after research, but she did pick up the smarts from her parents and the passion to learn. So much so that she's a master of ceremonies and refuses to do dumb labor. And she's a misandrist. Interesting. She's actually a pretty decent colonist. I'm debating if I want to capture her if she tries to walk away. Because, I mean, what's she going to stay mad at her family for kidnapping her and making her stay with their family like that? I don't think she'll hold that grudge against us. But where would I store her? I can't put her in the very hot room because she'll die of heat stroke. The bathroom, maybe. Or we can just make a separate room here. Oh, I can use the unused containment room as well, I guess. It's kind of sinister. I'm planning on what to do to kidnap our daughter in case she decides to leave. Maybe our love for our daughter should... Maybe our love for the daughter should prevent us from trying to kidnap her at all. It's her decision. It's up to her if she wants to stay or go. She's leaving the nest. That's alright, Techie Heart. That was cool. Yeah, positive. That, as I said, it's impressive, honestly. Like, I grew up in, basically all my friends were either, well, like Hispanic and stuff like that. You know, I grew up, like, 2 of my best friends were Puerto Rican. They're brothers. And, also, I don't get what it is. I don't know if any of us in this chat right now are Hispanic, but they always, I had a very diverse friend group, like super diverse. And so those two guys were Puerto Rican, and then our other friend Louis, who lived across the street from them, he was Mexican. And I don't know what it is, but Mexicans and Puerto Ricans got it out for each other, man. I've noticed this in every part of my life, even down here in Florida now. Like there's some beef between those two groups of people that I can't even begin to understand. But it seems to carry over between them no matter where I go. Because the other day I was like, a guy was talking to me, and he was saying something. He was obviously Hispanic. He was talking crap about a Mexican guy and like how he hates him so much. It's kind of hilarious when you think about it. Just seeing that as a kid, and like this is like a normal thing. But anyways, that being said, they tried teaching me some Spanish and stuff like that, and I picked up on different things, like especially when I watched if you've never watched Narcos on Netflix, they have Narcos and Narcos Mexico. Narcos is the first, and Narcos Mexico follows that. If you haven't watched that, do yourself a favor and watch that show. It's so good, but most of it is in subtitles, because it's obviously done in Spanish for a lot of parts too. And I learned, like, I can pick up on certain parts of the conversation when I looked away from the show, because I knew all the like drug lingo in Spanish, which I don't think is, it is learning Spanish, but I don't know if that's the best way to learn it. But yeah, stuff like that. I think it's so impressive learning another language. And it's a great skill. Like, man, there's money in that. If you get to the right areas, make some bank. I never keep misunderstood. Yeah, they're kind of tough, right? Because they never get along with anybody else. I think if Tara stays, though, her relationship, obviously brother and father, she has enough positive stuff with them where she probably won't care too much. Game winner. I'm currently learning Norwegian because I love the Scandinavian countries, and I do have the small Latium, which means I understand most Latin words, mostly because my job's... That's cool, positive. Yeah, Latin. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like, Latin is the root of a lot of languages, of course. So, like Spanish, I believe English as well, if I'm not mistaken, but also of like Italian. Like when I hear certain words like in Italian and then in Spanish, they sound very similar. In some cases, they can carry over a bit, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Scandinavian, that's my heritage, basically. I found out I was Scandinavian. I'm a bigger guy. I kind of look like a Scandinavian, big beard, all that stuff. My beard is red in the summertime, which is interesting because I have brown hair. So I have a red beard, and so it gets very red. That's more of the Irish in me, I think. But yeah, very interesting. Oh, I can relate. I used to take Latin courses in computer class when I was of 7 because languages counted, so I did Latin. Oh, okay. Yeah, Latin. Beautiful language. Tough to learn, though. I bet you nail your dinosaur names, though, like the scientific ones and stuff. Like, I bet you crush that. Yeah, Germanic, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's true, yeah, because all the conflicts between Rome and Germany, or the Germanic tribes, I should say. Yeah, history is fascinating. When you learn about all these people and how they're all connected. The biggest thing for me, like, I love, I love learning about different cultures and stuff like that. And I find it absolutely fascinating, some of the ties that cultures have that had never met each other. Like, for example, like one of my favorite ones to go to, and I love thinking about conspiracy theories for things that really aren't, like, it doesn't really matter, like no one cares. Like, for example, dragons, did they exist or not? That doesn't really matter, does it? Like, even if they did, it would be cool. It'd be really cool. But that's a cultural thing that many, many cultures have never contacted each other until like more modern times have shared, is they've had like dragons like in their lore, basically. And giants, giants makes more sense to me, right? Because giants is just a large human, so you can easily see like a caveman or some early settled humans part of an early civilization, you could totally see them coming up with giants. Like, even if they never talk to each other, like, it just seems like a, oh yeah, really big guy, giant, and then they all kind of have their own version of that. Yeah, Terra's recovered and decided to leave. Well, Terra, your melee would be nice. Your mining would be very appreciated. Your intellectual would be very appreciated. But you want to go, you can go. It's fine. It's fine. You're our sister slash daughter. And we all love you, Terra. It's your decision to go. But yeah, the dragon thing is so cool. Like, all these pyramids from different cultures all sharing these, like, depictions of them. And it's like, I don't know, man. There had to be something, right? Like, there had to have been something. Something like that. Even if they're just talking about giant birds or meteors or whatever. Or the Chinese dragons, right? Weren't they more depicted as, like, sea serpents, I think, if I'm not mistaken? At least in some of them. Mother tongue is German, and when I started learning Norwegian, I learned from the old, which... Ah, okay. Very cool. Bergamelt means literally rotten. I laugh so hard. Yeah, it is really interesting. Good points, Ever. Yeah, the dinosaur bones could have led to that, like some skulls, right? Like some T-Rex skulls. That's a cool thing, too. Learning about how different cultures have discovered fossils a long time ago. And, like, some of them were, like, thinking that they're these monsters, like, that were still alive. Some of them thinking they were gone. And they would, like, crush up dinosaur bones and put them in their drinks and stuff like that to try to gain their strength. There are stories of, like, some, you know, tribes having, like, necklaces of fossils, like, you know, like teeth and stuff. Yeah, very interesting stuff. It always makes me wonder, too. I'm a big fan of, like, alternate history, like, well, Alt History Channel is a great YouTuber. He also has, I think it's called Alt History Hub, is his name. He's a huge YouTuber, millions of subscribers. And he also has a Pointless Hub as well, which is an interesting channel. But he talks about a lot of things, like, oh, you know, like, what if, like, the most common one that people probably always bring up, like, what if the Germans won World War II, right? Like, that kind of thing. But it's always fun to play these what-if scenarios. And one of them's like, you know, what if dragons were real? Stuff like that. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, how would that change the course of history? Would we even have a history? Things like that. But yeah, the common thing with dinosaur bones. Yeah, it is really interesting. Summer's just staring at the void monolith. So I need to actually figure out what I want to do with this colony here. Sort of ranting on. Right now we're in an interesting spot. We're not really getting attacked at all, but we will get attacked soon. So we need to get focused on our research, get some defenses ready, and figure out a more sustainable form of power, which is going to mean a geothermal vent here. So we want to get cracking on that, but I also want to tighten up what we're doing under here so we don't get infested. That's like my worst nightmare. I'm terrible at dealing with infestations. And it's nice and hot under the mountain too, so the bugs will love that. Meals wise, we're gonna need a few more. Why are we not making more Norimaki? Okay, we are stuffed on room as well. Alright, let's make a fridge. I think that's going to be important now. So let's go to structure. No, not structure. No, furniture. Let's get down to... Am I on the right thing? Where are my shelves? Oh, storage. Right. We do have these giant shelves, these very big shelves. They take up a lot of wood and steel, but they might be worth it. Oh, that's right. We can use stone instead of wood. Oh, that'd be great. What do we have the most of? Marble? I don't want to... Marble seems kind of bougie. Actually, let's just make this do forever. Who cares? Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Let's make a very big shelf in here into the fridge area. That'll kind of be getting us ready for that. Let's also... This is the containment room. Let's also mine that out. Mine that out. And we'll get a better idea on how that's going to look. Yeah, there's a lot of space. Many archaeologists believe that the ancient Egyptians had contact with aliens because their technology was so advanced. They had underfloor. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's kind of weird, right? Because there's that one thing going around of I kept seeing it in, like, timelines on, like, Twitter and stuff. Maybe I'm just a target for, like, funny conspiracies, but the one thing was talking about these pillars that were supposedly found underneath the pyramids and things like that. And, like, how they believe there's stairwells that go down to giant chambers. That's the cool thing is you never know. Like, right now, for example, this is an actual fact. There is a big chamber, like a central chamber in the largest pyramid. I don't remember the pyramid's names. I think it's called the Great Pyramid. But in the biggest pyramid in Egypt, there is a... oh, my dogs are about to... Well, my roommate's dogs are about to go a little nuts, so I apologize if you hear any of that. My roommate just got home. But there's a big pyramid, or the biggest pyramid rather, there's a big chamber in the center of it. And so that pyramid has never been explored because they haven't found a passageway to get to it. After all of this time, the thousands of years that pyramid existed, they still haven't found a way to access that big chamber. So they don't actually know what's in there. There's theories, of course, but they don't actually know. And that to me is mind-blowing. Because it's like, well, you could technically try to snake some, like, tube in there through, like, a small drill and stuff, but the archaeologists won't do it. Yeah, sorry about the dogs. I don't know if you can hear them that well. I'm surprised they stayed quiet this whole time, honestly. Yeah, rudimentary batteries. Well, Tesla theorized that too, right? Didn't Tesla theorize that the pyramids were used for creating power, like electricity of some sort? He had like some kind of theory of how they would use the Earth's magnetism, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And, you know, Tesla, he was ahead of his time on a lot of stuff. Now, I'm sure he could have been wrong about a couple of things too, of course, but it's like, you know, maybe he was onto something. Who knows? You know, I love that kind of stuff. There is a kind of like a Nostradamus type of guy, who was in the early 1900s, and he I can't remember his name. I think it was from like UK, but he did a prediction on a lot of things that were true, and I forget all the details, so it's going to sound fake, but you can look this up because the main one is the one that caught my attention the most. He made a prediction that there was underneath the Sphinx's either right or left paw, there was a chamber, which up to that point had not been discovered, or at least publicly, you know, shared. But there was a chamber underneath the Sphinx's paw that actually, it actually showed, or basically it had a stairwell underneath the Sphinx's paw, which eventually led down to a city, the one that Herodotus talks about. He talks about a city underground with many big pillars and things like that. And it's a huge library and stuff. Herodotus's work is interesting as well. And but yeah, the guy talked about this, you know, this chamber basically that held the secrets of Atlantis, because the Atlanteans went to the Egyptians after whatever kind of cataclysm they went through, and they gave them like their knowledge to store for them. Essentially, it's very fascinating stuff. And now that they found that chamber underneath the paw, that's been confirmed. There's been something found under there. So I don't know. Who knows, right? That's the fun part about it. Take care, Techie Heart. Hey, Cuban. I understand the use of pulleys, ropes, and thousands of slaves, but the process. Yeah, I don't buy. Yeah, exactly. And the only reason I don't buy that that was the method used to create the, the Great Pyramids. At least, I'm not. I shouldn't say I don't buy it. I'm like 80% sure they didn't do it exactly that way, is because there's been absolute proof of Egyptian leaders hundreds, and I don't know if it's thousands, but definitely hundreds of years after the Great Pyramids were made, of trying to replicate that kind of work by making their own pyramids, and it being like shoddy work, sloppy work, done the way that you just described with chains and stuff, and slaves and all that. And they've most of them have already fallen apart, and it's just not even near the level of engineering masterpiece that the Great Pyramids are done. And so it's like something happened. There was some other kind of stuff going on here. So yeah, it's very interesting, that whole thing. All right, don't want to put waste or corpses in here, or chunks, or blocks. Where's the blocks? Blocks, 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 blocks. No blocks. Blocks. I should just spell out the whole world. Stone blocks. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, dogs are pretty awesome. Could you imagine, Cuban, if they did that? How cool would it be if, like, they eventually open up that chamber one day and they find, like, not even a Rimworld really. What if they found, like, a Gundam in there? Like, something just so outrageous. Like, just some big mech. And it turns out, like, this whole time we've been lied to. Like, I guess that would fit kind of like in the Transformers universe, right? Whenever they find, like, different Transformers that would have been here. Like, wasn't the one, like, friends with Merlin, the wizard? In that one movie, I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting, right? All this new stuff we're finding out. Oh yeah, you know what, Astrid? Let me take you off of fishing duty. I think we got enough of them. I'll put that at a 3 for you. Okay, so let me get going here. Let's see. We got that shelf built. That's great. Let's keep doing that. Good work. Let's get this reinstalled up here. Well, no, why do I care so much about that room? I want to make it into a fridge. I want to put an air conditioner in there. Besides that, that'll be keeping our food good. So yeah, that'll make the most sense. Where am I going to put the air conditioner, though? I guess I could technically put it here. Just make this a hole. Yeah, that'll be fine. Oh no, I want an air conditioner. I'll wait for them to do that first. And then, oh wait, if I put the air conditioner there though, then that definitely stops that from being a spot that I can use for, yeah, that could work. Or I can just make the room bigger. A giant Gundam would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they do appear to be alien when they have the Egyptian heads and stuff, like Horus and everything like that. They're the first furries, huh? Yeah, probably. Alright, so maybe I want to make this a little bit bigger, because I want to make the kitchen at least a little bit bigger, too. But why? Why do I care how big the kitchen is? Ah, screw it. We'll just make that into the air conditioning, and we'll figure it out. I don't know why I overthink these things. Okay, nice. We got some more sushi going. Man, I want to get some sushi. I keep saying that. I'm going to do it. Those guys are mining. Tara's still here. Hey, you're kind of freeloading, Tara. Alright, you're already leaving us, but you're just going to hang out. Summers. Where's the fish at? Did we already use all the fish? Damn, I guess we did. I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Oh, no, we didn't. Fish is right there. Where'd you pull that fish out of? Is it in the shelf? Yeah, alright. We're gonna need more fish. I lied, Astrid. Because we cannot have summers turning on us no matter what. That's a big problem. Alright, let's speed up some time. Yeah, I like this, I like Anomaly. This is pretty chill. This is Strive to Survive. I'm surprised it's so, like, so chill. Usually it's a little bit more something, you know, a little bit more aggressive at some point. I might have to turn it up to blood and dust. The aliens that helped the ancient Egyptians build pyramids. Yeah. Air conditioning. I watch a lot of Rimworld, but play absolutely none. Oh, well. First of all, welcome on in. Good to see you, Ramiro. Yeah, hey. Some people like to watch Rimworld, some people like to play it. It's all about what you enjoy, right? It's always fun, though. If you ever decide to play it, it's a good time. I appreciate the moral support. It means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, well, so I was considering that. I was considering actually kidnapping her and keeping her... God, this sounds like such a crazy conversation out of context. And keeping her here until she, you know, basically turned her back in to one of us. But, oh, we got a semi-automatic rifle while fishing? What a find. I think fishing is only at 5% for special items. Let me double check. I don't think I changed it since the ice playthrough. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Fish traps? No. It should say fishing expanded. Yeah, right here. So chance of getting an item is 6%. We'll lower that down to 2. Yeah, 2% feels right. There we go. So we'll lower that down to 2% to make it a little bit less likely to get special things. But hey, we got a rifle now. So that's a good thing. Alfred's pretty good at shooting. Mo is a great shot, but he's got the shotgun. Astrid's okay. What is better for a better shot? A shotgun or a rifle? This is 24%. I actually want you to equip that. That'd make me happy. She does owe us our life, that is true. But she is our daughter / sister, so I think our love would allow her to kind of go where her heart takes her, you know? But she is a decent colonist, so that would be nice. Threaten me with a good time. Yeah. Yeah, I was telling last week when I was streaming, I was talking about my one friend who doesn't really know much about Rimworld at all, and he saw my Nothing video with the the Less series, and he watched the big video, and there's the final battle at the end in the bar, and he goes, "There's one scene where you just see like all the gore, like just." All the just stuff taking place. He goes, I didn't realize how like violent and bloody this game can get. And I was like, yeah, man, it gets kind of wild. He goes, it looks like a kid's game, it looks real innocent. Like, oh no, that's a good point. I haven't fed my ghoul yet. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, he goes, I can't believe how violent it gets, like how bloody. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not even the half of it. That's just part of the violence in this game. He was shocked by just how much there could be. God, that was a fun scene to make. There you go, Summers. Enjoy all that fresh fish. Back in my streaming days, let's collect funds for anglers. I streamed Rimworld and Randy sent me 7 wooden foots. Oh, that's cool, positive. That's really neat. I didn't know you were doing some streaming back then. That's really neat. Yeah, I'm just getting used to doing some streaming. I've never really streamed before. You know, I tried it a couple times a while ago, but my setup isn't very good for streaming. Like I run on like all my stuff's ran on like a 2021 MacBook Air, not even a Pro, an Air. So probably the wrong hardware to get into like streaming / YouTube making. Well, at least for gaming, right? Because you can definitely do some great editing stuff on MacBooks and stuff. But it's not ideal for playing games and doing other stuff. So, you know, I tend to run into some walls when it comes to things like that. But we're getting it done. I have to get a PC eventually. That's one thing I have to get working on, is I have to start getting some extra money to get a PC. So I got to figure that out. Because then I get some offers, usually by people via email, to like stream certain game. Oh, the spaces are occupied. Do I have to smooth this out, or can I tear it out? I will smooth it out for the construction experience. But I get offers from people sometimes on email they'll give me like a stream key and ask me to play a game for them. And I want to, but you know, the thing is, like, the last time I did that was Edge Islands, and that was a while ago, and I had to borrow someone's PC to do it. It was a big pain. So, but I gotta get one. I gotta get like a desktop and do it. And then we could play all sorts of fun games too, besides just Rimworld. I love Rimworld, but I want to play some Kenshi. That'd be a good time. There's, especially around Halloween, I have some horror games I want to play that are like on Steam. You know, maybe do some reviews of some bad games, kind of your favorite son style. Things like that. Borrow Trauma is another one I want to play. Iron Lung. But yeah. Oftentimes tell my coworkers and friends about this game, and they think it's some AAA sim survival game. Yeah, it's amazing the amount of depth that's in this game and just all the things you can do. For 3 years I streamed mixed games, mostly Rimworld, The Long Dark. Oh, I love The Long Dark. That's another game I want to be able to play. And Souls games, and every donation went straight to animal rescue. That's awesome. We raised something like 3,000 euros in 3 years. That's really cool, Positive. You should be proud of that. That's an amazing achievement. Good for you. That's, yeah. I'm all about animal rescue. I think that's a big thing. I did a couple times when I was younger, like, you know, in my early teens and stuff. I volunteered rather at the Humane Society, like walking dogs, stuff like that. You know, it's a good time. It's a good time. You get to meet some awesome animals and show them some love that they don't really get. You know, because especially those people that work there, they can only give so much attention to love so much. You know, there's so many animals, unfortunately, that are in that predicament where they don't really get that kind of attention all the time like they deserve. So yeah, that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Whoops. There we go. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Charities. Well, I guess I, you know, did Humane Society, and then when I was, in high school especially, I was doing stuff for like helping build playgrounds and stuff like that, because I had a construction background. When I was growing up, my dad, he was a foreman and also a contractor. And so he caught some wood. Oh, it reminds me of both the Stranded and the Ice series. Man, when you have nothing and you fish up some wood, that's an amazing feeling. But yeah, my dad, he was a construction worker, contractor, foreman, all that good stuff. And he used to force me every summer. Kids would get a break, and instead I would get thrown on a job site, and I just developed a hate for it. Because he was a great contractor, like God, and he could do some amazing things, and everyone thought I was going to take after him, like all of his construction buddies. Like, the electricians and the plumbers and stuff that, you know, I grew up meeting and stuff. They're like, oh, you know, you're gonna do that? And I was like, no, I can't stand this. I know how to build stuff. I know how to work on stuff, but I hate it because it, like, it's just one of those things, I guess. Sometimes you take after your parents, and sometimes you go the opposite way. Yeah, Long Dark is fantastic. It really is cool. Yeah, it's a great time. That's a game that, like, I love playing in the wintertime because of just how I don't get to experience winter anymore down here in Florida, unfortunately. But you know, in Pennsylvania especially, like, my favorite thing they do in Pennsylvania was during the winter time, I would go on walks at night to help calm my mind, stuff like that, or just, you know, relax. Sometimes I'd even play the Skyrim soundtrack while doing it. And especially after a fresh snow, like a few inches, like 6-7 inches of snow, a fresh snow hits the ground, and you go out at like around 11, or, you know, I guess 2300 or midnight, and you go for a walk in the city streets, or, you know, just in the suburbs or wherever. Uh-oh, Mad Muffalo. There's nothing quite like that feeling of a fresh snow and it being completely, like, it quiets everything. I don't know how to explain it. Like, the snow, just the snow itself quiets things down because the insulation and the padding the snow actually creates itself. But then everyone being huddled inside, not wanting to be outside at all, and you can just kind of lose yourself in the peace and calm, meditative-like state it puts you in, crunching on fresh snow and just sort of walking around, and maybe at some random flakes still coming down. I don't know. There's something beautiful about it. Absolutely beautiful about it. And that's one thing we don't get here in Florida anymore. Even in the wintertime, you walk around, you still got, like, stuff buzzing around your head. But, it is what it is. Alright, time to fight Tara. Goodbye, Tara. We'll miss you. Hope you come back and visit us. She probably won't. Too busy out there with her friends. Alright, so we got this Muffalo coming in. It's pretty angry. So we're going to send Mo here. He is a good shot. Summers is going to get a nice big meal, so we'll send Summers up there. I'm trying to think if the Muffalo will be too tough. We'll send Alfred up here, if anything, just to get a little bit of shooting in. But yeah, oh yeah, that's where I was going with that. The Long Dark kind of is one of those games that sets me in that mood of pure isolation and snow and cold. And, I don't know, it's so good at capturing that atmosphere. Sort of in the way, like, I guess Silent Hill is great at capturing an atmosphere of just isolation and sadness. You know, because it's meant to do that, right? Great job of shooting, guys. You took that Muffalo right down. All right. Well-deserved meal. Summers. Yeah, I'll let you eat. Oh, I don't want you to eat the Muffalo. Go eat some fish. Yeah, go ahead. Go enjoy yourself some sprat. There you go. Well done. Alfred, we'll have you... we'll just leave you go. Alright, Astrid, you've been crushing it on the fishing, so you've earned yourself a nice break from that. Well done. But yeah, Long Dark is another game I want to play. Like, I need a PC too, just to handle some of the games that I really want to play. Here in northern Germany, it's so magnificent. Yeah, I bet. I'm part German. I always meant to go see the motherland. In the deep of winter, when you go, for example, to the harbor of Hamburg, you can see the ice. That's really cool. That's really, really neat. I'm not a fan of the snow, man. Cold in general. I was just in Chicago before they got hit with a polar freeze, and man, it was freaky. Yeah, I heard Chicago gets crazy. Yeah, hot hands, oh my god, that's when I was playing football in high school, man. Hot hands were, oh, especially those cold, like, November nights in northern Pennsylvania, northeastern PA. Like, oh man, those hot hands come in handy. Pun intended. They are great. It was way better than just shoving my hands down my pants. The hot hands, you can just throw in your gloves and you're good. Alfred Smoke. Yeah, Alfred crushed it, right? He did a great job against the Muffalo. Yeah, positive. I'm one of those weirdos too. I love the cold. You know, I know people love Florida, and like I'm here for family, but like people love the warmth. And to me, at least with Florida, it's like too consistently nice. I think that's the miserable like northeasterner in me that, you know, thinks that, but it's just way too nice all the time. You need some clouds and some misery. I don't know what it is exactly. All right, this fridge is opened up. What are you doing? You're hauling. Okay. Let me think here. Let us do this. No, we're just gonna stick to hidden conduits. That way I don't gotta worry about it. There we go. Just looks nicer. If it's cold, and cuddle yourself in warm blankets in summer. Yeah, true. That's the thing, is like people have so, like AC is crazy down here. Like everyone's got air conditioning running all the time. It's I can't stand AC because it like dries me up, if that makes sense. Like I don't know. I have like, I keep forgetting to grab myself more Benadryl, but AC just like dries up my nasal passages and stuff and drives me crazy. Okay, so we can, let's make a few more meals here. And Norimaki, we still got a couple left. The AC is online. I guess we don't have to spend any more time doing that, which is good. And now we got a little good thing going on here. Astrid's cute for cooking. Why don't you study? Because you haven't done that in a long time. So let's get that done first. And the boys will keep working in the mines. Rock and stone. You need some clouds and some misery. Yes, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what part of Germany my family comes from, like my one half, but yeah. Wait, what? Oh, I thought it said we research goblins, but it's somebody from the goblins. Interesting. I think she's a genie, right? Yeah, a genie. Slow learner, wimp, delicate. Really interesting, though. A militia recruit, anomalous creature researcher. Oh. Oh, that's cool. They would fit in with us. They're a researcher. Man, the melee and shooting is kind of out of hand, isn't it? That's kind of nuts. I like them. Pamela Janetta. If I didn't want good relations, I would probably steal you away. But we'll let you pass by. Let's see. I told you guys to do that too. Let's go ahead and just carve out this room. Why not? All that steel kind of made this a whole thing, and then, maybe I want this to be one research area, and then this kind of already is forming itself into another room. So maybe I'll just kind of keep going with that. And we'll make that like 14 degrees. No leader hose in here. We researched the goblin. Yeah. Hey, we were talking about that last week here, about D&D, how I was a DM for many years. Many years. I was DM. Oh yeah, that's another series I'm going to do actually for Rimworld. So my cousin, he has like the craziest ideas when it comes to D&D. I haven't played in a couple of years now, unfortunately, since I moved down here. But he has this, he had some wild ideas and characters he used to play. So the one time he comes up to me, he says, hey, can, this is going to be crazy, and you could say no. But can you, or rather, can I make a character that's a backpack? And I said, what? He says, I want to make a character, but they're a backpack. A sentient backpack. And I was like, I'm not saying no, but I need to hear more about how this even came into your mind. Because I'm so intrigued. And so he was telling me, how, and it's actually brilliant, by the way. So he was telling me how they were a wild magic sorcerer who used wild magic and had a surge, and it transformed them into a backpack. And so now he's being carried around from different person to different person, some unknowingly and some knowingly, because he can't communicate with them telepathically, or magically, I guess. And he uses mage hand. He used his mage hand a lot to do things, too. And he can cast some spells and stuff. But yeah, my other cousin was his carrier. He was a giant turtle, or turtle rather, Dr. Yurtle, a big barbarian. And so they worked together as a team. And we actually created a whole plot thread of how he was going to get his form back into his half-elf self and stuff like that. But yeah, and his name, the best part is his name, Hugh Packman. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And so, yeah, Hugh Packman was a big part of our group. And we eventually got him to get his half-elf form back through a bunch of different things. It was fantastic. It was one of the best times ever. And he played the role so well. And that was just one of his characters. But yeah, I'm going to do a series. I have a series kind of planned out, a little bit of outlining done in Rimworld, where I'm going to play as a backpack, a sentient backpack. I still have to figure out a lot of details about how I'm going to make it, you know, interesting. Because obviously it's not going to be like a series you watch and see my amazing gameplay, right? It's going to be, you know, a very like heavy story-driven series. But I think it'll be fun, right? I'm going to have him backpacking across like a portion of the rim and having different owners. And I have to figure out how he's going to affect whoever wears him. I'm going to have to customize that pawn to get certain stats because of him, probably, and go from there. But yeah, got to figure that one out still. But that'll be a fun one to introduce Hugh Packman to the rest of the world. Capture people and re-educate them, yeah. One thing about Florida weather is that it's bipolar. 1 week it's super hot, and suddenly it's raining cold. Yeah, I noticed that here it comes kind of like with seasons, right? Like during the summer, it'll get kind of crazy with the rain. Oh, you're deep into the D&D hobby? That's awesome. Multiple campaigns. See, see, I used to love it. I was somehow kind of shoehorned into the forever DM role. Because originally I was a player in a Cholt series. Cholt's like the dinosaur island, like the, you know, temples and all that. Was really cool. And we only did like about 10 sessions. Then the DM kind of quit, but he still wanted to play. And we needed someone else to step up. And that's right when Saltmarsh came out. And when Saltmarsh came out, I'm big into like pirates and stuff like that. I think it's cool. Just the aesthetic of pirates. And so I decided to DM, and Saltmarsh is one of those books, campaign books, that doesn't really have much in it as far as like structure. Like they have separate stories that you can, they try to squeeze and weave them together in different ways, but there's not much there. At least not as much as like the other books. And so I pretty much just, whatchamacallit, homebrewed the entire thing. And that's kind of where my love of like, not only D&D came from, but like telling stories to a wider audience, because I had a group of 8 people. Like as a new DM, I had like a group, it started off as 6, and then after a few sessions it turned to 7, and the 7 turns to 8, and then all of a sudden, you know, you got one of those things going on. Yeah, that's what we were playing, Tomb of Annihilation, yeah. Oh, I didn't get far, so I have no spoilers, really. We hit that one city. I can't remember the name of the city. I think it is Cholt, or something like that. But we hit that city, and that's as far as we got. And then we started messing around the city, and it kind of got out of hand from there. But yeah, it's I wanted to play that one so bad because I love dinosaurs. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a paleontologist and everything. Like big fan. But unfortunately, I got stuck into the forever DM role. And I do want to, as a player, I want to play the Icewind Dale series, because that's like that's my favorite setting in the Forgotten Realms is Icewind Dale, because my favorite character of all time, like fantasy-wise, is Dristor Orden. He was a Dark Elf Ranger, and I was reading those books back in high school, and even before that, like they actually helped me and my best friend a lot. because we grew up in kind of I don't know, it's gonna sound like I'm trying to be a tough guy, but I promise I grew up in the projects in like a pretty bad part of town and like rough circumstances, like a lot of violence and stuff, you know, like around me. Whenever I lived with my mom, that is, and whenever I stayed with my dad, it was like more stable. But yeah, I grew up in a very rough and tumble kind of environment, to say the least. That's why I was a very violent kid growing up. And so anyways, fantasy reading and stuff like that actually prevented me from like hanging around with kids I probably shouldn't have after school, kids that were kind of getting into trouble, you know. And so me and my best friend just kind of stuck to that, and we started reading Drizzt. And I remember reading Homeland for the first time, and oh my god, just the, you know. And then you get into Exile and Sojourn, and then I picked up Icewind Dale after that, and I just fell in love with that entire environment in the snow, and with Brunner and Wolfgar and Canterbury and all them. And so it's a shame because Forgotten Realms is doing a bunch of stuff with video games and everything, and for some reason they just can't get Drizzt right to save their lives in any media outside R.A. Salvatore's books. They just, I don't know what it is. Like that one game that came out a few years ago, it was like Neverwinter, or no, it wasn't Neverwinter Nights. It was Dark Alliance. I thought that was going to be like a great game. That ended up being trash. Like they really messed that up. Wait, why is my power out? Oh, we have no wood. And but yeah, that kind of stuff, I love it. Oops, I didn't mean to hit allow. Shoot. But yeah, Drizzt, I wish they would make an Assassin's Creed kind of game just like with Drizzt in it. That to me makes the most sense for a Drizzt game, not whatever Dark Alliance was. Dark Alliance was trash. That game was, if you haven't played that game, just save yourself the time, because it's absolutely horrible. I'm working on DMing my first D&D session in person. Cuban, that's cool. Dora the Explorer. Yeah, Cuban, I'm curious to see how I'm going to make it work too. It's going to be tough to pull it up, but I have to find a way because it's such an interesting concept, you know. I gotta just figure out a way, even if I have to shoehorn it and just stay in dev mode the entire series and just kind of cheat my way through it and like just make the story happen in that way. I'll do it. Yeah. Just to tell that story. That's cool, positive. It's good to have a friend group. Like, I didn't mind being a Forever DM either. Like, I loved it. Like, because I got to tell stories, you know, it makes me feel happy. Oh, that's cool, Gwen. You got to read this. Your mom read that to you as a kid? Oh, that's fantastic. Which series? Did you read the Dark Elf trilogy, or did you start with the Icewind Dale trilogy? See, what I loved about Saltmarsh too is I was telling my story. Like the first character I created, was a captain of a ship. So the plot was the way that we were going to introduce all the characters to each other is they all got captured on a slaving ship, and they're all different characters, different backgrounds, and they're stuck on this ship. And then a kraken attacks the ship. It's actually a smaller, younger kraken, but they attack the ship, and these little lizard folk were jumping on the ship. So it's kind of like they had to figure out a way to work together to get out of their chains, some of them, and help the others. And then they eventually, you know, escape the ship on some wreckage, and then, you know, they get picked up later on. But the ship that picks them up later on, the character I created there, I created kind of an exploration vessel. And the captain, her name was Jadril Soakreef. And I made her like this orca humanoid character. And it sounds silly, but I had fun. I made her a monk, like a really strong monk. And she was a marine biologist as her hobby. So like her as goofy as it sounds, because she's like a humanoid orca, like they studied like creatures like krakens and stuff like that, and that's why she was in the area. And so it worked out, and it was really interesting, like how they got the salt marsh and stuff. I had such a great time with that. Oh, these are my worst enemies. Neanderthals from Kobe, or Kubi maybe, have arrived nearby. Okay, it's just one guy with an axe. Does he have anything else? Does he have a lasso? Because that's... Alright, thank God. Nothing is scarier than... He's an ascetic rather, kleptomaniac ecologist. It's pretty funny. Oh, he's only 13. A tomb maker child named Barracuda. Oh, that's an interesting character. Pretty good, actually. If he lives, maybe we'll keep him. But yeah, that was a fun character to make. Alright, Positive, no worries. Take care. Thank you so much for stopping in. It was good to have you. Gotcha, Gwen. Yeah. Yeah, all those books, all those series are just fantastic. Why isn't this... Oh, we're out of wood again? Alright, so we're gonna need to chop down more trees. My roommates are being loud. Oh, but yeah. Actually, what time is it? Oh, jeez, it's already 6. Alright, guys. Actually, I think it's where I'm going to jump off today. I know we didn't get too much done, but it was a fun chat, and I think, like Positive, I'm probably going to have to hop off as well. Go get some sushi on my own. Actually, really wanting some now after seeing that. Plus, I got to get a workout and stuff in. But, yeah, this is where we'll be ended today. I want to stream in a few more days, so we'll see. It's either going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll try to get up an earlier notice than just a half hour. But, alright, guys. Well, thank you so much for stopping in. It's been a lot of fun. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.